Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. Here we go. The market was pretty green except for Apple. I mean, they were just falling off trees and hitting the ground right there, but could be an amazing opportunity. So, Luis Rodriguez was even posting about what a great opportunity this could be. So, we're going to be looking at that bad boy. But first, let's go through and see what else is happening. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So, always do your due diligence. How about that ASST? We were way early on that bad boy. And that GCTK, that guy is running. I mean, we told like 1,900 plus people last night. Thank you for tuning in. That was a wild show with Zach Morris there. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Learned a lot. And again, the guy just straight up beat the entire case. And everyone I talked to is like, wasn't that guy in jail? And I'm like, no, that's why I had him on. And I wanted to basically put that out there because everybody I talk to says the same thing. And I'm like, this guy just walks around doing his thing, and everybody's under the assumption that he like duped people, and there's no such thing as a pump and dump. I promise you, it's nonsense. And honestly, I there was one question I have to ask him again next time I talk to him, and I thought about it earlier. There's a guy named Jason Bond, and I've talked about him before, and I followed that guy for a long time. He was like one of the original people doing penny stocks. I know that, and he got in trouble from the SEC basically for that same exact thing. And it's so crazy. I'll be honest with you. I was telling a couple people this, so I'll just tell you guys exactly what I was telling some friends and family because they were asking me. And I said, look, I do the exact same thing, right? And I do well, but I'm not making that kind of money. These guys made $117 million, and they did it because they can read charts and they put their money where their mouth was and just rock and rolled these things. They told everybody when they were at the bottom. I know I was posting the exact same time these guys were, and obviously I wasn't part of their community, and I didn't know they were putting money like that into the things, but yo, they did it. They that's what you do in this situation. And I was making money, but they were just doing it on such a scale that you hit this area where you start making that much, and that's when all of a sudden the government goes after you. It's amazing. Like they let everybody that's not making as that much, they must have a certain number in their minds, and you hit this threshold, and it's like, oh, we gotta stop this. It's crazy, but yet you got Nancy Pelosi out here like you can't say it's not insider buying or pump and dumps. I mean, everything she touches goes to the top. Then the mainstream media will pick up on a stock or something when it's all the way at the top. It ends up in the media, and people go and run and buy it, and then it goes dropping down. So is every news a pump and dump at the same time? So it is crazy to me, and I wanted to clear that up. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, everyone I talk to just says the same thing, and I'm like, man, that guy must walk around town and just everyone thinks he's like a con artist, and he's doing nothing but he probably made more multimillionaires and millionaires than like every college in whatever state you live in, add up all them universities combined, and he probably turned out more millionaires than all of them. So it's crazy that this goes on, and I just wanted to bring it to light because I hear it all the time and it drives me nuts. And he told you the whole story. They dropped the case, and I knew there's one tiny article you can find, and if you Google that guy's name, it's like it's a shame. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a good time, and we'll hopefully do some more shows again because it was a lot of fun. And he told you guys exactly how he trades, what he looks for, indicators, this, that, the crypto and everything else. And he explained these crypto coins and why they work and how they work. He's been involved in a few projects, and I wanted to know also about that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed all that. And I'm telling you, I'm getting into that ETF 500. I promise you. It's I was asking Zach, I'm like, how do you exactly do this? So I do know, and I'll be doing it, and I will post a video or a step by step. He actually has like a step by step, so we'll get everybody on board if they want to be interested in that. And again, like he explained, you these things will run up and down. You try to find the bottom of them on the charts, and they run up. And he has a community that's just crazy. I mean, look at it. He has over a 500,000 followers, and they're hardcore. I went into that Discord, and they're all day just booming around like crypto stuff. I mean, these guys are he built an an army, and that's what you need. That's why that Trump coin went nutty. I mean, look, people were buying like $20 million buy orders, and these guys are doing the same thing. And he even explained to you, he's not pulling the rug on you guys. He's not, he's not selling it at the top. He's not interested in it. He's done well enough, and he tries to help everybody out. He does very well as he helps people. He doesn't need all the money. He explained it. So I look at it the same way. I kind of felt, I mean, he has that sense of humor where you can kind of tell, and he actually grew up in my area, so it makes sense. I'm telling you, you live in this area, it just makes you a different person if you want to survive and be successful. I don't know why. It's just a wild area I live in. But anyway, we'll get back to the market and see what's going on. Just found that interesting. And then Joe Exotic, yesterday was crazy. Trump inauguration. Joe Exotic interview. If you didn't listen to that, check it out. It's on the YouTube. And that poor guy is just sitting there in prison. I mean, for no reason. And yeah, I even posted the attorney. And again, this is Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. The guy owns the Dallas Cowboys. Their personal attorney, the Dallas Cowboys attorney, went to Joe Exotic and had a whole press conference and released all this evidence that he is like really just was set up. And it's crazy. That's when I mean, we all watched the documentaries, and so I got interested as soon as I saw that. I was like, man, this is crazy. And like I said last night, he follows Zach, and I'm pretty sure because Zach was started following me and posting stuff from me. Joe Exotic, maybe he saw one of my shows. I'm not sure, but he hit me up and asked if I would, if he could come on the show. I said absolutely, because after I saw that press conference and then he hit me up, I'm like, man, this is crazy. And then obviously we set it up, and so yeah, that's how that all came about. If everybody was kind of wondering how I talked to Joe Exotic, but that's exactly how that happened. So let's get back to the market, see what's happening. Sean just said that he bought ETF 500 following his instructions last night and it worked. He's in. And yeah, and like you heard Zach, he's like, don't throw your life savings. $1,000. Listen, guys, I know because I've seen people and I know this coin, and Laptop Travel absolutely knows. And there's a few other people. Fart coin. I mean, it was up and it went all the way down. And Zach told you he started buying them all. He basically like owns the thing because he bought them all when it was already when it went up, and then the rug got pulled. And then he came in, started buying them all, and then got that thing's almost $2 billion market cap. It's insane. And do you know how many people at these levels, when they got in the fart coin at $1,000, they are multi-millionaires now. That's why I'm saying this guy made so many millionaires. It's crazy. And that's basically where you're at with that ETF 500 coin. It's his. He owns it. He made it, and he believes in it. And it takes some time, but he did it with these other ones. He did it with that Zach coin. He wasn't even a part of that thing. He had no idea what was even going on, and then he got involved because he sent out a tweet and they contacted him. So anyway, we'll get back to stocks enough from last night and everything else, and we'll get rocking and rolling through this list. I just wanted to touch on that stuff. Just some really cool, interesting stuff there. And again, everybody I talked to today was like, didn't that guy go to jail? And I'm like, he didn't. And so yeah, I'll have to defend him, I guess, because I thought he was a great guy. And again, we're probably on the same page for a lot of stuff. It seems like we're from the same area and we tend to be on that same page. I know that. So there you go with that. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. How about that GCTK? I started with that and we talked about it last night. We didn't even go over many stocks last night. I just kind of looked at the scanner for like 3 seconds, called out a couple, and I said this one was gonna move, and you guys know it went moving today. And we've been talking about this for a week. We knew where the bottom was down there at like 6 cents, so you're already doubled your money right there because it went over 12. And yeah, GCTK was looking good today, and it looks like it just got started. It ran up to that 14. It opened at 9, and there you go. So this one's going to be a good one. Look for it to run up some more tomorrow, especially early morning, guys, like to that 20. It's going to hit some resistance at 20 cents at the 20. So 20 to 20, see, it's easy to remember. And it should be moving. It looks like it should continue that momentum right there. But yeah, that was an easy one right there. We were about a week early and knew it was going to run. But yeah, watch that bad boy now. It's more of a momentum play running up today, but absolutely still looks solid right there. Looks like it's just getting started, to be honest with you. And how about this B hat right here? BHAT. This one's just getting set up. These guys, I mean, they literally had three offerings in a week. I don't think you can throw another offering out there. You should be thrown in jail for that. So I think Friday was your bottom there. Excuse me. At 5 cents, and it is kind of just pulled back a little bit, but like I said, I think it was bottomed out there at 5 cents on Friday, and it's going to start curling back up. It should look good, I would think, tomorrow. So maybe today was like a little pullback dip, just touching that bottom, and I think it's going to get moving. I think you had a more of a opportunity to buy. So we'll keep an eye on this B hat. Like I said, these things are wild. I mean, these penny stocks run around, and we talked about it last night. So there you go with your B hat. We'll look at it tomorrow for sure. It's just a little bit of pullback, but I would say it's going to try to bounce off that bottom. It's going to run. It's just not sure if it's going to run tomorrow for us. So CYN, another one, didn't look bad today. Just kind of jumped around a little bit. Didn't do a whole lot, but it's getting set up, guys. It's looking pretty good right here. CYN 58 to 62. It closed at 55, so it closed down a little bit. And again, that 20 is at 69 cents, it says, and it is just kind of riding that bottom line and looking decent. I mean, it's just right there trying to get set up. So watch for the CYN to try to get moving. And this one looked like it bottomed out back here on like January 14th or the 13th down at 45 cents. You're at 55 cent area right now, and looks like it's setting up to me. So we shall see what it looks like tomorrow. And that ADD just pulled back way too much. I mean, it looked pretty good that day. It was running up, as a matter of fact. It looked like it was going to keep that momentum on the 14th. And then actually the next day had that weird look. It pulled back a little bit. Still could have ran up, but it just kind of fell apart right there on the 16th. And it has dipped back down. And that might be your bottom right here around like 141 on this bad boy. So we're going to look at it tomorrow. And if people like it, we might be wanting to add it. So we'll keep an eye on it. And again, I checked it out. It looked like it wanted to continue to run. A lot of them were running on the momentum plays that day. And it looked like it wanted to get going. And then the next day, it just that weird look, and boom, that was that. So it did fall apart a little bit, but it will set back up ADD. And it probably had ADD, forgot it was supposed to run, and then just had to dip down to get ready again. So it'll get set back up, and ADD, we'll keep an eye on it so we can knock that out the park because it's probably in a much better spot right now with that pullback and that PDYN. This is another one that ran up for us. It kind of pulled back, but not a whole lot. I mean, it did, but got set up relatively quick. And it looks like it wants to get cruising again. I don't even know. What is this thing? An AI company? Yeah. Oh, well, they just announced like some huge AI thing. So, I would say that could be a big deal right there. That's for sure. And this thing, what, yesterday, they just secured an Air Force contract to enhance their AI software. So holy cow, you better believe this one's going to be moving. PDYN. I mean, it's setting up and looking great. I would say watch that one too. That is setting up, wants to keep going. So yeah, PDYN, we've been watching it and it just ran up. We were looking at it. I think it was started to move when we were looking at it. So I would say right around Christmas Eve or whatever. And then it ran up there and it did pull back a hair and it wasn't even that much. It came down to that 696 and now it's getting ready to move in the eight. So keep an eye on PDYN because that is looking good. LAC, let's see what this is doing. That Lithium Americas, this is setting up. It kind of ran up a little bit today. I was looking at it here, and it did. It's in that channel. That's the thing. It's 350 today to 354, then came down to 311. It was playing a little down, and then it went up to 323. So that's where it closed at, and it's just sitting right in that channel, and that channel is at 322 to 353 right there, it looks like. And it did pull back under, obviously, but came right back into the channel. Should run in that channel. It's going to run around while it sets up, and it will get moving, this LAC. It's getting set up there. So keep an eye on that bad boy because that one's going to get moving too. It's just not ready yet. And again, these industrial miners or metals and minings, we'll take a look at a lot of these sectors. I'll break them all down and see what's going on. I just wanted to see how things would set up as Trump's first day, second day, and now we'll check them out and see how they look. So I didn't want to really, you didn't really have any look at them. Trust me, I went through them before, and they didn't really tell me a whole lot. So that's how I was like, let me just wait a day or two. We'll see how everything starts setting up there. And that's kind of crazy. Dwight Schrute was said he listened to it twice. He means how are they getting high in prison unless the federal prison is providing them the drugs? He actually, I didn't. It is crazy. It's a shame. 7 years for nothing. Why, real criminals, they do get pardoned. People that commit like murder get out faster than that. And he explained it on the Matt Gates show. That's why I didn't really go into that whole drug thing. So if you want to, I'll tell you. He said the guards just bring it in, and he was even explaining the amount of money these guards make for this stuff. It was astronomical. I mean, if you know the street value of this stuff and then you hear the prison value, you're like, whoa, holy cow, that's a crazy business right there. So yeah, that's how it all comes in, and that's basically his entertainment's watching people get high. So can you imagine? And that many people are overdosing all the time on crazy stuff. So sounds really, really helpful for everybody for this federal prison. And this poor guy's just sitting in there rotting away. So yeah, wild stuff, huh, Dwight? But anyway, let's get back here. LAC, it's setting up, and it is going to be getting good. And like I said, we'll take a look at all these different sectors. SYRS. This one has been setting up down here, and this is that one where that company obviously had that insider buying, and we ran it up there. I'm telling you, it's getting set up here. Just wait for it. It's got to really jump back up over to 22. It's at 20. It ran up there today. It was right there, like 22 and a half. And so it got right there. It just has to get moving, and it will. It just wants to set back up, or it'll just kind of run around as it's setting up right now. So keep your eye on that SYRS and TRNR. This one was up early and then it took a nice little pullback. We'll have to take a look at it tomorrow and see if that's like it's a little bounce off the MACD line. It never got over this 20 at that 287. Got up to 280 and it didn't quite touch it. It looked like it wanted to today and didn't quite do it. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this TRNR. It did not look bad earlier, and I don't know if it's coming back down to that 252, which was its bottom before. So it did come very close to it today, and we'll have to see what's going on. It did look like it pulled back, it says, in the after hours as well, because it's at 254. So we'll look at it and see what TRNR wants to do. A little bit of pullback right there. And DEVS, this thing was looking much better. Last week I looked at it today. It was running up there the other day and it has a little pullback. I'm not sure if it's going to continue to pull back a couple days to get set up. It might because that's the way it looks like it ended at 60 cents. It opened at 65, got up to 67, and it closed at its low. It could pull back to reset up here. And honestly, them 3-day weekends, they just like, I feel like they take the momentum out of things. And then you got the whole crypto world going nutty right now. So I don't know if a lot of the money's going into crypto at the moment, but we'll definitely keep an eye on these things. I noticed that the market looks great, but things are just had a little bit of pullback. You would think they were popping, but maybe they're just a little pullback to spring up and get popping. So we obviously will go through them and know. And I was looking at them today, like I said, and I was just like, huh, let me get another look at them tonight just to see how they all close. So I knew we'd be looking at them again. And here we go. So COEP, that is curling back up. It's staying in the top right there. And that could be a nice little momentum play in the morning, 903 to 996. And it's at that 996. So again, this is going to be a straight momentum play in your morning. And that is COEP. And we were super early on that. And I know a couple people have that one, and it's looking good. They'll keep running up there for another day. TPET, let's look at that Trio Petroleum because that ran up today really nice. And let's see what the prices were for TPET. 224 to 325, and it closed at 220 or 268, I mean. And it looks like it still wants to continue to run. And it's oil and gas, guys. So we looked at all this stuff. ExxonMobil, I'm sure, is looking good. I know I looked at a ton of stuff today. I don't really remember them all, but I'm telling you, there's going to be certain sectors and things looking really good, and they already are. How about that TEM? That one, Pelosi announced that she had a position, and it shot up like over 50% between the market and the after hours. The thing just went nutty. We talked about it in the pre-market this morning. It was on the scanner. You could see it. 42.31 all the way to 55.35, and it's at 53.91. And yeah, anything she does, it's amazing how good she is. So there you go with TEM, and it did pop up. And like I said, we mentioned it this morning. It was all over the scanner and Pelosi. They announced that list. Everybody covers her picks. She's the greatest stock picker. I mean, we look at all these charts and we pick them pretty accurately. You had a guy like Zach on, and there's a ton of guys. I mean, just look at them like Tim Skies. There's tons of people that are good. Even like I'll even say like the top stock alerts guy. So many people out there that do this that can read a chart. And this lady, we put us all together, and she'll demolish us all combined. It's unbelievable, like how good she is at doing stock charts. Like I'm just fascinated that she is that amazing at this. So yeah, it just impresses me, and I know it impresses everybody else that's in the financial sector because you look at these things and you're like, yeah, like that's not the clearest thing of insider trading you've ever seen in our life. I don't know what the hell you would have to call it. So, like I said, it's crazy what goes on. They just straight up make laws and rules that apply to them, don't apply to anybody else. They do whatever they want, and it's no big deal. So that should change, obviously. I would say so, and it's nice because again, Pelosi shouldn't be the greatest stock trader in the world. We should be following people like Warren Buffett or even people like online that are really good at doing it, not a congresswoman and a speaker of the House. Well, she's not anymore, but she was, and like I said, she's a congresswoman. I mean, what the hell's going on here? OSTX. Let's see what the hell's going on with this thing because it looked like it bottomed out on Friday. It's way down here. OSTX. And it did run up. I was gonna say, didn't this run up recently? It did on the 15th. It like doubled itself, 449 to 844. It's at 316 right now. And I'm not exactly sure if it's going to bounce back up tomorrow. Again, that low looks like it was Friday, but it could pull back a little bit more. I'd have to look at it tomorrow for OSTX. And I guess I put COEP on twice, like right, like four away from each other. But SNS, hold on, SNSE, that's Sensei. Oh, let me write it in right, and it'll work. SNSE, that's Sensei Biotherapeutics. And again, remember we said it was going to run back up. It was looking really good today. It did run a little bit, nothing too crazy. 52 to 55. It closed at 54. It looks like it has some momentum, just kind of went flat. 20 and 50 are meeting up really good right there. And it does look like it's trying to curl up some more. So I would keep an eye on that for a little momentum play in the morning. It does look like it wants to run right there a little bit more. So definitely keep your eye on that, wee bowlers, early in the morning. And SENS. Let's see this one. It's up 5 cents right here. Oh wow, it's gonna stay in the top and keep running. I would say you're gonna have a momentum play right here tomorrow as well. SENS 84 to 91. It closed at 88. And it looks really good. So keep your eye on that too in the morning. So you got your SNSE and your SENS both look good for momentum plays right there. This AMIX, this one looks like it's trying to get set up like right here. So keep your eye on it. I know somebody was posting it on Stock Twits and telling me to check it out, and they're usually on point. The person, I'm trying to think of the name. I know it starts with an I, but anyway, they're usually on point when they send stuff over and tell me to look at one. And I looked at it, and it was curling up for a more of a momentum play. It ran around today, 84 to 91. It closed at 88, and it is try. Oh wait, I'm still looking at this. Hold on. AMIX. It did look good on the other one. Well, this one ran 294 to 314, and it closed at 299. It's hitting the 20, and it's going to get up there. It's going to get up onto that 20 right there at like 315 area. And yeah, this AMIX, I thought it did change. It didn't even change over. I typed in the wrong thing. I was sitting there looking at the last one. But anyway, nah, this AMIX is looking really good right here. It's at 298. And like I said, that person told me to look at it, and it was curling up. I saw it today. Looks good. So keep an eye on that. I think that one's a good setup right there. And I think it could be getting cruising. So keep your eye on AMIX. Couple people mentioned this MCVT. And I know I looked at it early, but I don't remember if I looked at it again later on. It's Mill City Ventures. It is a credit service. And it is, oh, we did look at this. I remember this one. And it is curling up there, and it looks like it's bouncing up. It ran up on Friday. It bounced up. I do remember this MCVT, and it went what 310. Hold on, what the heck is going on here? That says the 21st. It's definitely the 21st. This says the 21st. 279 to 306, and it's at 295. This says it's at $3, 310 down to 269, and it's at $3. I don't know what the heck's going on. It's just two weird looks right here. Not this one. Finviz, do I MCVT Mill City? Yeah, I mean that's just like two totally different looks right here. It's pretty wild. Finviz looks like it's about to roll off the MACD and pop, and then I Trend Spider looks like, I mean it's on the MACD, but it looks like it might curl down. So again, the Finviz, I don't know if it has the after hours look because it did come down 6 cents to 295. It was at 301, so it's just messing with that look. As a matter of fact, I tell you everything. I spoke to FinViz today. I had a Zoom call with them as well, and yeah, a lot of. I think they're going to try to fix the charting. I had messaged them months ago, and they hit me up. I guess they have a new person running things over there, doing things, trying to make things better. And they asked me what I would try to do different. I sent them the link to my show, and I guess they were checking it out. So I said, look, anything you want to know. Obviously, I use it a lot. I've been using it forever. I pay for it, and I'm telling you, get it to like we just need it to run how it does from 9:30 to 4. Has to run from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. like that. And I know they get the trade over the out overnight through to all hours, but get it from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. Then worry about the overnight hours after that, and you'll be back in business for one of the best charting services. So between that and TrendSpider, like I said, they're great, but the FinViz just doesn't have all the pre-market pricing right and the after hours. But they're gonna try to work on it. So we'll see what happens. It would be awesome if they do and they get it up to pace because I'm telling you, between the two of them, we can really crush them. I love when they both work in sync because I can definitely tell. I like to have the two charts, so that's why during the day it's much easier because I know that they're both working and exactly how I want it to look. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can do it and they achieve that. That would be awesome. That would make my day. That would make my month and year if they made the charts run from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. just like they run from, like I said, that 9:30 to 4 p.m. or 4 a.m. till 8 p.m. That's what I meant. 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. just like they run them from basically 9 a.m. now. 9:30 is when it really fires up the right way and runs till 4 p.m. It runs perfect in them hours. And even in the pre-market, I have the elite, and it just shows you some prices, but the charts don't set up. So I was explaining it and showing them, and so they're gonna try to work on it. So that was really cool too. I'm glad I could just provide some input and answer some questions. They asked me some stuff, so that was really cool. So yeah, hopefully we see FinViz get a little better as well. So I just keep you guys in the loop and tell you what's going on. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. All kinds of good stuff happening. And that ASST, like I said, that was an assist because we were super early. I mean, we were way down here, like the 40 something cent area. And this thing ran up. I know it was in the 90s. It went up to 145. I'm not sure if it did it. Yeah, it did it in the regular hours. So it did run up and honestly looks kind of strong for tomorrow. I'm not, I can't promise you it's hitting that top. Actually, look at it in the morning. If it pops up into the top, you're going to have a runner right there. So watch ASST, and it could assist itself right into the top. Hasn't been in there in a while, but could get itself up there, and then it would be a nice little runner in the morning. So just watch for that if it can do it. TRUG, that's at True Golf, and it's just pulling back right here. And again, I'll keep my eye on it. I was looking at it today. It didn't look like it wanted to tee off. Every time we say it's going to tee off, well, I think we've ran it twice now for over 100%. I'm pretty sure. I just know that we're pretty good with this True Golf one. So we'll wait for that to get set up again, and I'll let you know. So that's at TRUG. And this one is a crypto. This one is a OTC one, and it's CYFRF, and it's called Soul Strategies. And I think it is a crypto play, is what I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure that's what the person said. And it was at 409 today. And honestly, it just looks like it was go. Actually, no, I'm lying. What is go? That's just showing me I need to be on the price. That's weird. I never noticed that. Actually, it doesn't show me today. It's just showing me the 17th. That's why it's weird. So, where'd it go? Oh, it's all the way up there. I didn't even realize it jumped up. So it gapped up. All right, now I can see. I didn't even know what the heck was going on. It's at it closed at 343 on Friday, and then today it ran up to 409, but it just sat there. So something's going on with it. I'm not exactly sure. So if you guys look at it or an OTC people, you'd have to check that out and just see what's happening. I'm not exactly sure. It did gap up and it just sat there. So not really sure what's going on there. And ILLR, this is Triller Group. It's not Thriller, but it's Triller. And it's about to touch the bottom. Had a nice dip today. It had a Triller day. And let's see, ILLR. And yeah, it's just about to touch that bottom. It actually crossed down. It didn't cross down earlier. I actually saw this one just because it was taking a dip and it was just sitting on the line, but it did pull down and it's down. But it's in one of them spots where it could pull itself up and pop up. So I'd have to look at it in the morning. It's not really showing me one way or the other. Opened at 231, it got up to 246, and its low was 182. It's at 190, so not really showing me a lot. Looks like it has earnings coming up possibly, and not exactly sure, but that's what it says on this one chart. And yeah, I'd have to look at it. It looks like it might pull back some more and hit that bottom. SLNH. This is something else, Soluna Holdings or something. It is getting set up. I would say this is going to want to run right here. SLNH. Let me type it in. SLNH. Okay, here we go. And it's on that 20. It looked like it was. It ran 221 to 237 and it closed at 223, but looks pretty solid to run back up some more tomorrow. Looks like it just had some weird like running around and it's setting up to do something here. So keep your eye on this bad boy. It's a capital market one, and we were saying before they were looking good. So that one looks like it could run up some more, and that is SLNH and ADTX. Let's see if it ever got out of the basement here. Oh, I know it didn't get out of the basement because I would have definitely saw it. And I looked at it today. I was just wondering if it curled up any in the after hours. But no, it's just sitting there at that 12. It actually pulled back a little bit. ADTX, it's amazing. I'm telling you, this thing reminds me of that ALLR so much back in the day. And then all of a sudden it just popped. And this thing tried to run up over to 20 a couple times there to 16th to 15th. Just couldn't do it. And today it could be its bottom there as it's going to try to curl back up, got down to 12. That's where it's at. We'll see if it pulls back anymore. But you are talking about one long run in the bottom here in the basement. They usually don't run this long. So definitely in the basement, and we'll look for that curl up again and see if it can move. I mean, it's bounced up a couple times, and it was a couple good bounces. Never got out of that basement, so it never really ran. But there has been a couple plays on it, and again, these things you just have to be quick and just lock in some profits the best you can because I don't think anybody knows where they're going to go. To be honest with you, MVST, that Microvast Holdings, this one is getting set up. You can see it. It was kind of pulling back there. Now it's really getting set up here. MVST. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like it has to get right up over that 217. It's at 213. It got to 216, so it's right there. So watch for it to try to push up to that 217 area. It has to get in there to try to get running, maybe even a little bit higher, but it has to at least get to that and get curled back up. But it is setting up. It's just a matter of if it's really set up for tomorrow. It doesn't look like it's going to make that hard curl up, but it is looking pretty good to try to bounce. So it could. I don't want to say it's a definite bouncer here, but it's looking pretty decent MVST. So keep your eye on that. And LITM, I think a couple people asked about this thing. LITM, Snow Lake Resources. Oh, I remember this thing. It is curled up. Remember this had that little hookup. It was popped up there and then set up right here. I think you're going to see that on a lot of these guys that had run up and then pulled back. This thing made a super nice run up today, 91 to 120. It's at 114, and it looks like it wants to curl through, getting the top. So I would watch for this LITM to have a nice little momentum play right there as well. And let's look at Luis Rodriguez's list right here. He always provides some really good ones, some a lot of times, mostly a lot of option plays and good ones like that are running up like this BWXT. We looked at it when it was down here. I know it was back in the 120s. I'm not sure if we looked at it under that, but it ran up like over $4 today to that 126. It's getting into the top there. It looks like it wants to run a little higher. So BWXT looking pretty solid at 124.09 up to 126.75. And like I said, it's at 126.68. So keep your eye on that bad boy because that should try to run up higher. Aerospace and defense, and they're looking really good. Again, we said this kind of before. I know that DFEN, the aerospace and defense ETF was up like $3 today, so that was looking really good. I didn't write it down, but that was looking good. PN PANW Paleo Alto. I think didn't Pelosi do one of these ones too? I'm pretty sure I didn't mark it down. I knew you had written stuff down there, and I forgot to jot them down. But I know something happened with this. It's looking good, and they have AI cybersecurity, and again, these things are just going to be blasting off here. So 177.99 to 186, and yeah, security. I mean, we went through the list before, kind of knew, and they're just getting fired up, guys. It's just the beginning, and you're gonna see these things get crazy. So this is what I was talking about before. Be prepared, and it's only day one, and you're starting to see things. I mean, they're looking great. Things want to get moving, so we'll just have to pick out really the best ones, and that's what we're gonna focus on. You heard us last night. You focus on them best opportunities and trade it smart, and you can be making $1 million a day like Zach Morris. He said that last night. Yeah, I was making $1 million a day. So yeah, it's quite possible. Like I say, I've had some big days, but I haven't had one that big. So I'm looking forward to that one day. Just to have a huge popping $1 million millionaire day. The Trump coin was probably close for. I know I put some people over the top right there for it because I tweeted it out so early. I know Travel did really well on it, and a couple other people did pretty well. And again, some people hit me up and said that, they literally changed their lives. So it's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's just the beginning. So that's why we're going to get set up, know how to do all this stuff, and really just hit the market, the crypto. What was I telling you guys before? You want to be able to be play on both because they're both going to be crazy opportunities, and you just don't know on a Friday evening when you can become a millionaire. So it's wild, guys. I'm not kidding. I've been doing it for obviously the stocks for a while. I've been trading crypto for long enough too, and I just know what goes on. Remember, I told you it was going to make more millionaires and all that .com and all them bubbles and everything else combined. It did it the other night, probably right there, and it's not even. It just began. So get on board because you're about to see it get wild, guys. It's crazy. And again, a lot of this stuff, these people, a lot of these guys have been doing this for a couple years. They know what they're talking about and doing. You got to follow people that know what they're doing and make the money, that know the right coins to do. There's so many scams out there. You heard Zach. You got to copy and paste the right coin when you're doing it. So if you do have questions, hit us up. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And if I don't know, I try to find out. Like I said, I'm gonna figure out. I'll walk you through. And Zach sent me the link, so I'll post them out for sure. And he has step by step how to do it on, like, for the WTF 500 and all them. You can probably do the same way. Step by step, basically, up through all the different wallets there, so you can do that. And yeah, just get involved. And like you say, you just put, like, you don't need a lot of money to make, like, literally to change your life. It's crazy what goes on, and these kids are doing it because they're way into this stuff. And remember, I said it was going to be all these kids making a fortune. Well, look what's going on. I mean, just go on his Discord and look how many millionaires he made. It's wild, guys. Trust me. And these kids are just sitting there playing on the computer all day, dicking around while you're killing yourself, and they're making $1 million on a coin. It's crazy, I'm telling you. And I was telling you before, and here's the reality. You guys are seeing it happen right before your eyes. I said it months ago, and here it goes. And it's just the beginning. So don't get lost behind. That's why I was trying to pre-warn you and get on board. And again, things change so fast that I can't even keep up with this. That's why I ask questions too, honestly. And I obviously know the crypto, I know the charts, but the different platforms and how you can trade them and what you can do, it changes so quick. Laptop Travel just told me a bunch of stuff. He showed me Bonk Bot and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I greatly appreciate it. And so yeah, you're not. I don't know any of it. And even like Zach said, he didn't know anything until he just, like, posted out a tweet about that Zach Morris coin. It had nothing to do with it, and the people hit him up, and that's where he learned about it. I'm almost positive. I know Laptop Travel told me he was in the coin before that even happened, before Zach even got in, because I guess. Laptop Travel, I never asked him, but he might have thought it was his coin, and he had seen it and was trading it because he does trade a lot of crypto. And then yeah, he knew that Zach. He told me the story, and it was 100% dead on. So yeah, he definitely knew. And again, that's how he learned how to do this stuff. The dude Zach, and I'm telling you, the dude's making fortune on this stuff, and it's all because he has a solid community. The people trust him. That's the thing. He's got over 500,000 people that really trust him. And yeah, not everybody in the world. You don't need everybody, but he's got a huge community, and he's like, yo, this thing, let's buy it. It's going. We're taking it up there. And he's done it with multiple coins. And I'm telling you, he's making millionaires, guys. I'm telling you, when I'm telling you millionaires. I saw it happen Friday night with the Trump coin, and it's just the beginning. And Zach's been doing it with these crazy coins. So I will definitely show you about that. The ETF 500, because yeah, he's all about the project. And again, the coins really mean nothing. I don't think any of them, unless you're really getting Bitcoin or Solana or Ethereum, that actually, like, you can buy stuff with or really do things. I don't know what half of any of these things do. I don't even know what Doge would do. To be completely honest with you, I have no idea what any of them do. So at the end of the day, and there's a 10 million of them, like we were saying, there's just like a 5,000 imitation coins. So I'm like, who the hell's making all these things? Where do they even come from? There's really not a whole lot of rules set up. So you got to be really careful and pay attention. And yeah, that, like, and Zach, he's created a whole community. He's like, look, we'll do this. I'm not going to pull the rug. Look at what happened in this again. We were talking about the Hawk 2 girl. I honestly believe the same as Zach. I asked him, you know, what do you think happened? And he's like, oh, the people around her, she got toasted. I'm guaranteeing she didn't make a penny. She went from being uber popular, like on top of the world, to all of a sudden, like, yo, you can do this coin thing. It's crazy. And had no idea what she was getting involved with, because she's obviously not in this space. She don't know. And had the wrong people influencing her, and they just pulled the rug, made a fortune off of her, and just destroyed her whole entire image immediately. I mean, it's kind of crazy if you think about that story right there. So that's how fast that can happen. And and again, you have to know who's controlling these things. I guess people that were investing their life savings in Hawk. Again, you don't put your life savings in any of them, and that's where you go wrong in the beginning. I've heard that stuff. I'm like, who would put their life savings in any of this? It's called Hawk. I mean, you're better off taking it and put it in Bitcoin. Trust me. I mean, if you really, if you're that eager to invest in crypto, that's where your safest bet will probably be. Go with Michael Sayer, and don't put it all on Hawk. And then yeah, it runs up like a bunch of money, and then all of a sudden they pull the rug, and you're done. Look at all the people that are talking about the rug being pulled on them now. It's almost like every coin it's happening. So, and again, people are going to take profits. That's the way these things work. So, is it really the rug getting pulled in the Hawk Two Girl situation? Yeah, that ran way up so fast, and boom, came down, crushed people. And like I said, I don't think she knew what even happened. But anyway, let's get back to this list. And but yeah, that's what you see happening in this financial world right now. Talk about a big change. I mean, the markets are running almost 24/7. Crypto's insane, and it's only day one. So just it's getting wild already. And he's just sitting there taking press conferences for like hours. I think he took more questions today than Biden might have taken in all 4 years. I mean, it was crazy. They were just rattling questions off, and he was just answering them like it was no big deal. And yeah, so it's going to be a different run country, and be prepared because we're going to see some big pops again. We're going to be prepared for the dips too, so we're going to play it early, maybe play it safe right before they're going to happen and not try to risk, squeezing them tops out a little bit too much when we know it's going to be pulling back. So let's get back to the list, knock these out, because again, we're going through our Luis Rodriguez list right here. Maybe he needs a list because he usually has some great ones like LITE. This light right here is looking real good, up $3 today. And again, these guys look like they're all going to be pretty much momentum plays in the morning still, 96 to 98, and it's at 98.08. So LITE, that kind of light, is looking good right there. And let's take a look at Adobe. We were looking at this, and remember we were talking about it running up. I mean, we caught this thing right at the bottom there at 403. It's at 435 right now. ADBE, and that's a beautiful bounce up, and it's at 430. Like I said, 436 maybe 435. Let me see. 436, and it's rolling off. It's going to pop off that 20 and go higher. So Adobe right on the money right there. And LMT, I know we were up on this one. It ran up another $15. So remember, we looked at it down here at that 461. It's at 506. I told you this was going to be popping. Lockheed Martin, LMT, and Netflix. I told you I don't play the earnings, but it just looked great. I mean, it had that look, and it still does, guys. I don't know what the hell they did with their earnings. I just see a green E, and it looks good. That's all I know. It ran around today. It ran from like 863 to 916. It's at like nine. I don't even know where. Let me see where it's at in the after hours. 994. So yeah, it was cruising around there today. And like I said, Netflix still looks good. So there you go with that. And I said it looked good yesterday going into the earnings. I just didn't want to mess with it. I don't, that's my rule. I just don't play with them, even if they look perfect. It's fine with me. There's plenty of other opportunities like Cava right here, CAVA. This one was up, and that's that restaurant one we had looked at. It's hitting a little resistance, but it should try to get through it. Right here, 120. Where is that coming from? Yeah, like that 121 right there. It should get right through that though. I can't see it stopping it. So yeah, CAVA, I think that's going to continue to move up as well. And let me see UPS. Oh, let's look at United Parcel Service. Oh, this one's looking really good at 132, and it's about to cruise back up into the top right there. So that is UPS, and it is looking good to continue to run up. So look for these guys on option plays, guys. I'm telling you, they all look really, really solid right here. You see, I kind of boxed around and wrote Luis Rodriguez next to it. And so all of these things, and we're going to run over to BFH right here, Bread Financial Holdings. I'm not familiar with this, but it looks like it's about to make some bread. So keep your eye on this BFH right here. I don't think I've ever seen it before, but it looks real good. So I'll keep my eye on that. That looks amazing. I'll tell you that one. They all look really good. I'm not gonna lie, but that one just jumped out at me. GCT. Let's see that one real quick. GCT, the Giga Cloud technology, and this one looks really good too. So keep your eye. I mean, a ton of great ones right here, Luis Rodriguez, and I'd say you're going to be moving with some momentum, some setups, and cruising right there with that list. So again, just real good, solid ones right there. Let's look at that SOUN, that Soundhound, and see what that's up to. If I could type. SOUN. Here we go. And yeah, it was running up. It's curling back up and it looks real good. Another AI one. So keep your eye on this thing to continue to move up. Has that resistance right here at 1820 something, 1820, we'll say. And it's at 1744, but does look really good to try to curl through and just run up there. And they just announced some huge AI deal. So I don't remember the details, so I don't want to tell you. Someone can post it up, and it was just I just seen it right before I came on. I was just doing the list and saw it. I don't even know. Like I said, I know like Sam Altman was there and some other people. I don't know what the heck they were talking about, but it was definitely something big with AI. So I think they signed something to keep all the AI manufacturing in America. I don't remember exactly what it was, so don't quote me on anything there because I wasn't really paying fully attention. I just saw it and was like, "Wow, that's big and good." So there you go. We'll figure it out what it was. It was something. RGTI. Here we go. This one's curling up. It was up 415, and these things do look good. This thing looks like it's going to continue to run right back up to that $20 and get moving maybe even higher now. So QUBT, I guess it didn't really hurt them, that whole NVIDIA CEO, but you know what it did? It gave you a good opportunity to get back in these quantum guys. So QUBT's curling back up right here. QBTS. I know I can just look at the one chart because they're all curling back up and looking real good. So we will keep our eye on these quantum and computer hardware ones. We'll keep them right here on the list. Yeah, QMCO was up 460, and that thing's going to get cruising. It's at 37.20. It was over like $90. So that one looks really good. Keep your eye on that bad boy, QMCO and QTUM. That one's up 264, curling up, looking real good. And that is that Defiance Quantum ETF. So anytime that's looking good, you know the rest of them are probably going to be looking good there. And IONQ is up 642 and looking great. It looks like it's going to blast through to like $55 tomorrow. So keep your eye on IONQ and LAES. This guy was up 78 cents and it is getting set up and it wants to run. It's going to get right over this 580 area and get moving. And that's at Seals Q. And there you go with them bad boys. And I wanted to look at RIME. Someone asked me to check that out. And I think it was one more. I think didn't Zach save this and B Hat were his last two penny stocks. So let's take a look at Rhyme. It is. Oh, excuse me. It's just running down here, and it just crossed down, coming down, but just sitting right there on the bottom. So it does look like it wants to try to cross back up real soon. Keep an eye on it. Could be bouncing. Maybe get a little dip down into. I don't even know if it's going to come down into the twos. It's in the threes right now. So yeah, I would keep an eye on that RIME, guys. It does look like it wants to bounce, and that B Hat we already did. And again, it's getting set up there. I don't know if it's going to bounce tomorrow, but it is getting set up off that pullback. It is looking pretty good. So there's them bad boys. Let's keep on cruising here and see what else is on our list besides CUTR. Let's look. This one looks really good. I think I posted it out. Maybe it was just I answered somebody. I don't really remember, but I know I looked at it today and it looked good. It was running up there on Friday. Today, 48 to 50. It came back to that 48. It has that open and close, but it's same price, but it is rolling up there. Watch this thing because the CUTR it cuts through that 50 cent area. It's going to get cruising. We were looking at it last week, that Cutaria medical devices. So CUTR, keep an eye on that. I think that's going to try to get rolling right there. Like I said, gets through that 50 cent area. SMX. This one did the old reverse split, and it's a good one to check out because we love after they do that. But it's just pulling back a little bit still, so I will keep my eye on it. I saw it today. I'm not sure if it's going to continue to pull back some more. It could. Doesn't look like it completely bottomed yet, so I will keep an eye on SMX and PW. Let's see what that's doing here. We looked at this power right before, and remember, they were looking at it, people were looking at it back here. It was at that 228 high. I remember it was right after it was in December, in the beginning of December, December 6th. It came down and ran up a little bit. Now it's looking pretty good, guys. So keep an eye on this. I remember people were asking me about this PW, and we looked at it before. It just wasn't ready, and it did get bottomed out there on the 15th at 105. And today it went 125 to 126. It's at 122, but looking good right here. So keep your eye on this PW. I think you're getting set up right there as well. And ABVE, this one had run. Let's see what it wants to do right here. Yeah, I thought this was going to be pulling back. Let's see. I looked at it today and I was wondering if it could keep some momentum going because it was trying to move at one point, ABVE 65 to 67. It's at 52. It was down to 47. And I think you're going to see a little pullback with this bad boy, that ABVE. And yeah, it did run up there, and we were looking at it, so it didn't do anything too crazy, but a little bit of pullback. I think it's going to get set back up. I don't think it's going to cross down the MACD, and I think you're going to get rolling back off it. Just let it pull, set back up there for ABVE and CISS. C3 IS Inc. is a marine shipping in Greece, and this thing was bouncing off the bottom. It was up 12 cents, I believe, something. 121, 129 to 137. It's at 136 and it's looking really good, guys. So keep an eye on the CISS. I think that one's setting up to get moving as well. So we'll keep an eye on that bad boy. And let's look at, oh, I already did that LAES. I just write the same ones like 10 times. SONN. Let's look at that one real quick. Sonnet Biotherapeutics, and this one's pretty much just kind of running flat down here. It needs to get over this 20. Let me see where it's at here. SONN. Actually, it ran up today, 180 to $2. Pulled back to 151, or it came down to the 140s. It's at 155. Not really showing me all that today, I don't think. 149 to 156. It needs to get back over here. 157 area. It didn't quite get it did. That's why I don't understand. It shouldn't have pulled back. It doesn't even look that bad, honestly. On my chart, it don't look too bad. On FinViz, it's like trying to set up. So I'll have to look at this SONN tomorrow to get a better idea for that. NIVF, this thing has been trying to get set up here, and it was pulling back a little bit today, and it sure was, huh? It came down and hit that line. Wow, that was really getting set up there. Let's see. NIVF. And wait a second. Is this today's date? Why are these so crazy looking? 35 to 54. And then it came down to 27 and it closed at 29. I thought it was trying to move around today. What's this say? 31 to 32. Did it see this thing's all crazy? It closed on Friday at what, 33, and then it opened at 35. It ran up to 54. I thought it was moving at one point today. It must have did it in the pre-market because this is not showing it. And there you go. Again, that's just an example of exactly what I was talking about to the people about at FinViz. Exactly that. You need it to show that so that you know what the heck's going on. I look at these things pretty quick, and I like to be able to tell what the heck's happening here. So there you go with NIVF. But it did run. I'd have to look at it tomorrow again and see what the heck it's going to do because I can't really get a very good idea. And FLR, I think that's what it says. Yeah, FLR. This one's bouncing up there, hitting a little resistance, but I think it's right through that tomorrow. And it's floor or something. I don't even know. FLUOR is the company. 51 to 54. It's at 53, 56. It looks pretty solid. It gets right up over where it's hitting at 53.65. It's sitting there in the after hours. And yeah, it should continue the momentum, and it should try to bounce up tomorrow. Is what it looks like for FLR. I mean, I don't see it not. It's an engineering and construction company. You know, they're going to be doing pretty well. Almost everything is going to be doing pretty well. Let's face it. So again, I would focus more on the easier setups, the better ones, and look how crazy these penny stocks are. So you see that I made the pivot. These guys are so easy. You could pick the best one you want. You could almost just go through that Luis Rodriguez list if you trade options and just pick one of them and trade one. And I guarantee you'll make money on it right there. And I guarantee when we go through the laptop travel list, there's probably some lower ones. But yeah, you could probably play any of them, but you'd have to do them sometime in early in the morning. So I was going to say, great opportunities there too, but a lot of them you might have to be up at 4 a.m. So you got to figure out what style and what you can do, what fits your lifestyle, and you trade accordingly. Laptop travels up trading, guys. I know. I mean, I see him, I talk to him. I don't know if he even sleeps. And the dude's just trading like crypto and all kinds of stuff. His wife likes trading crypto. And yeah, he's just got an eye for things, and he's up there catching these momentum plays like early in the morning before, like overnight trading now, before it even hits 4 a.m. He's riding these things up. So there's people trading all over the place, and we were talking about it last night. I think Laptop Travel even said it while on the show. You have these international people that are trading in our markets now because they're open. And what they do is they just have somebody that they know that, like a family member lives over in the US. They have an account, they use a VPN, and they trade from like India and Asia. And it's huge. I'm telling you, it's overnight. And the volume is like higher than our regular markets now. It's getting wild, guys. So now you're going to start seeing an international market creep into an American market, and it's going to just be absolutely bananas. So again, we got crypto going crazy. You got a market setting up to run 24/7, which is essentially just going to make it constantly just be running. I mean, you're going to have constant setups and poppers around the clock, and it's just out of control. So this is what we've been talking about, and it's setting up to do it. And yeah, just pick the best ones. Don't try to trade a 10 of them. Pick the one you're confident with, the one you really like that chart setup, and it works for you. And then just trade it smart and take your profits, and then take it to the next one that you like. And if you do that, I promise, do that for 10 trades, and look where your account is after that. And you'll be like, holy shit, I'm not trading penny stocks, and I'm not trading 10 and more than one stock ever again. And it's really, really simple, guys. You got to trade smart, and we break down all the stocks on the show, so you guys know exactly where to look at them, where the bottoms are, what the momentum plays are, what's moving. Just trade them smart. That's all you have to do. And I know it sounds simple, or it sounds, yeah, I make it sound easy, and it's obviously not. It's very, very hard. But clearly, that's why we all do this together and talk to each other, because that's why I focus on trading and talking about that mindset of it, because it is super important. And yeah, that's why you have to focus on it for sure. And just know that, if you trade smart and don't get crazy, you will definitely make a whole lot of money in the market. So that's that. And let's just get through the rest of this list real quick, and then we'll hop over, hit some laptop travels. I see a bunch of them you guys want to see. So we will definitely take a look at everything. Let's cruise. FLR looking good. Like I said, it's hitting that resistance, should get through it. And Oracle, ORCL, this one's looking really good. This is a software company, and it just bounced out of the bottom. So ORCL, and again, I mean, we're just going through a ton of amazing setups right here. This one ran 162 to 180 today. It's at 180 and should just continue to keep moving up. So you're talking entirely different market from when Biden was here, and these things and they were setting up anyway. We knew what was going to happen. You had that pullback, and now you're going to get a pump Trump, or a Trump pump, and a pump Trump, or a Trump pump. I can't even say it. That's crazy. Trump pump. There you go. So Oracle looking great. So again, just pick one that you really like. That's a great setup for you, and trade it smart and just start there. And I promise you, it'll work out beautifully for you. GURE, Gulf Resources, right here. A China company. I was expecting this to be like an American oil company. It's a chemical company in China. GURE, up 4 cents and looking good, guys. Keep an eye on this thing. It's at what, 70 cents? It said, yeah. It opened and closed at 70, but looks real. It's curling up that MACD. This could be a good runner right here. Keep your eye on that bad boy. That looks like it could get wild. And how about VMAR? And you know what? The China stocks are kind of setting up, to be honest, to have like a big China run. So, um, we'll see. And I was listening in the background. I just kind of was jotting things down, and I knew Trump was doing his press conference, so I was just curious what he was going to say. And he talked about TikTok, and he pretty much said that the way he looks at it is it's a $1 trillion company, but it's a $0. It's worthless if they can't get the permits to operate in the U.S. And he said, why not give them the permits to operate in the U.S.? They'll be partners with the U.S. and the U.S. gets half the money, and that's how you can start a good relationship and work together. He floated it out there on national TV. He was like, "Oh, you guys want to talk about a deal? Let's just talk about this TikTok thing." I mean, that is amazing. That's what we need. That's what should be going on here. So, we had no idea what the hell was happening before. We still don't even know who was really running the country because we all know it wasn't Biden. But we're gonna move on from all that nonsense and not waste time. But yeah, so that might be the TikTok deal, and that might be how they have to approach it and do something with the U.S. And then obviously the U.S. would probably have access to all of it too. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, he just kind of floated. He's just negotiating right on TV like it's no big deal, and it's not. Like just tell people what the hell you want to do, and chances are you'll probably get it done somehow or some way. You'll figure it out. So I don't know why we're always hiding behind closed doors to make these deals. You know why? Because everything's shady. That's why. Just fucking tell people what you need and want, and let's do it. And stop hiding everything. So yeah, it was pretty funny that he just did it. And I was like, well, that's a good idea too. So there you go. So solve that problem real quick. And so we'll see how it rolls out. But yeah, what a different administration in one day. VMAR setting up right here. It's right in between this channel. Could run up to 203, come down to that 165. It's at 186. VMAR. And so just watch for it to bounce in that channel as it sets up. It is setting up there. AMPX. Let's see. This one's just kind of hitting that line right there. Pulling back a little bit. AMPX. We'll see if it can stay up on the MACD tomorrow. I'm not so sure, but it does look like it's making a nice base. Has the 20 at 291. It's at like 330, and has a good hard support at like 277. So it could. I'd look at it tomorrow before I did anything with that. LICN, this Lynch in China or whatever, I bet this thing's going to get set up. I didn't even look at it today, to be honest with you. Yeah, this thing's going, it doesn't look perfect yet. Let me see what it looks like here. Don't look perfect. It's just kind of in a channel. I'll look at it in the morning, but I bet you it's going to get set up really, really soon right there. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that LICN because that can be a good runner coming out of the basement right there. And let's take a look at LGHL, the good old lion right here. Let's see what that lion's doing. It's pulled back there. Its bottom might have been down here at the 15th. A lot of them are at 14 cents. That's when everything was kind of pulled back there. And yeah, it's not showing it wants to run yet, but I could see it get set up. We'll look at JAGX real quick. Oh, that one's going to get set up. That had run up and pulled way back there. So JAGX should try to get set up. It looks like it bottomed out there today. Its low is probably that 83, and it's going to curl up. Keep your eye on JAGX. That's looking pretty decent right there. And CTNT, the cheetah, this was up 5 cents, and this one's looking pretty good too, guys. So keep your eye on the cheetah as well, CTNT. The cheetah and JAGX look a little better than the lion right now. And we'll just look at our cat because we always do. It was down 10 cents. That one's pulling back. It is going to set up to be bullish, but it did pull back there. And it maybe tomorrow it'll get back up over this 50 at 894 area, 895, and it can get moving again. So watch our cat. That's a computer hardware one, and it is pulled back. It could be bottomed out today and try to get moving up there. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. And that is our cat, and there are big cats right there, and TAHN right here. Oh, TANH, isn't it? Yeah, TANH. Um, don't mind my writing. I wrote it backwards for some reason, but it is TANH, and it's Tantech Holdings. It is pulling back just a hair, making a nice base right there. So we'll have to keep an eye on it and see when it gets ready. It does look like it's trying to get off of that 50 right there. Has some resistance at 18. It's at 17, but it could get moving up that penny tomorrow and try to get rolling back up there. TAHN. Isn't that a China? Yeah, that's a small cap China guy right there. And let's take a look at BFRG. Bullfrog AI Holdings. Oh yeah, this one looked good. I did see this today. Maybe I looked at it as I was getting set up here, but it looked good. I remember looking at it. Here, let me see. BFRG, because I wasn't familiar with this bullfrog, but it looks like it wants to go hopping around right here. It's 218 to 250. It closed at 245, and it does look good. So keep your eyes on that bullfrog right there. BFRG. Definitely looking good to run and set up and go. Let's look at TWG. That one we had looked at before. It was looking pretty good today. This TWG, that top wealth group, and it is trying to curl up, isn't it? The Hong Kong company. It was running up a little bit today. Let's see what it did. TWG 23 to 27. It's at 25. And like I said, it was trying to run up. It gets up over that 28, and it should. This one could get really cruising, guys. It has a lot of space. We were looking at it. I think Barbara was trading this one. I'm telling you, she's been on fire lately. All the stuff that she's traded keeps popping up like crazy. So we'll have to take a look at this because it is looking good right there, that top wealth group. I would say that's looking nice. And good old edible, let's see what it's eating up today. It is pulling back there, and it's just pulling back a little bit. It's in that channel, but not looking perfect yet, I don't think. So we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll run up to that 30 cents. It's at 27, and its bottom can be like 22 down there. Its bottom was 21, so it might come down to the 22, and that is edible as it sets up to eat. And TNFA, this one's sitting on the bottom right there and getting set up. It looks like it was curling down and trying to like bounce off but still pull back. I don't know what it's trying to do. Yeah, it is. It's trying to pull back and set up at the same time. 131 down to 112 at 116. And I'd have to look at this one tomorrow. It's getting set up. I just not sure if it's ready to bounce yet tomorrow. So there you go with them bad boys. And here, I'll run through the laptop travel list real quick. So let me know what you guys want to see. I saw there was a bunch over here. Another Pelosi purchase up here, up 360% in the past 12 months. So VST. That's Vistra Group, and yeah, that thing looks like it wants to run up. It was up like $14 today. So yeah, where the hell is she finding these things at? I mean, they're companies I've never even seen or heard before, and yeah, they're running up what, like 360%. I mean, we pick them. Don't get me wrong, but look at all what I've been doing it for 20 years. Do it all day nonstop. She's a fucking congresswoman. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, does anyone not find this appalling or like kind of odd behavior that she's the greatest at stock charts and she should be doing a show every day and night because it's wild. So yeah, I don't and apparently that's perfectly legal because in Congress they got to sign the law that says that they're allowed to trade and do whatever they want. Wow, go figure. I mean, Jesus God, it's so crazy. It's so the corruption that goes on is insane. So hopefully, like I said, it does chill out a little bit. and we'll see how that goes. So who knows? We'll find out. Obviously, everybody's trying to get money and make it. Like I say, you don't need all the money in the world. Just, live a nice, comfortable life and be happy with things. You don't need to be driving Ferraris around and live in these huge houses. Trust me, it just costs a fortune to keep the overhead for one, and you don't really need it. I mean, stop trying to keep up with people. It's not worth it. And like Zach said, he knows most of these people are renting this shit just for pictures. I mean, it's crazy what people do. You'll never see me do that. I say it all the time. I drive like an older car. It's not super old, but it's not brand spanking new like I could drive. And I wear my old landscaping and construction clothes, and they have like paint stains and holes in them. And I go to the supermarket and to the mall, and I just don't even care. No one even looks at me. No one even thinks twice to even look at me. They all probably think I'm homeless, and it's perfectly fine with me. So that's how I live my life, and I've always been that way. So I'm not trying to impress anybody. In fact, I'm not trying to draw any attention to myself. So yeah, if you ever met me out in public, you'd be like, dude, are you like, that's crazy. You look like you're homeless. And like I said, I dress like that all the time. I don't even care. So, yeah, no sense in wasting your money on all this designer nonsense and expensive cars and all that shit. Just you know what? It just loses money. It just sometimes you can get lucky, like Zach said, and during COVID, and cars were worth a fortune, so anything you bought went up. But that's not always the case. They usually depreciate for the most part. So yeah, everything you buy is going to depreciate, and then you got to keep spending money to upkeep it. So just trust me, it's not really worth it. Don't make that your goal. If you're going to spend money, go help people. Just like be in the grocery store line. If you have that kind of money that you're buying that, just pay for the person's groceries in front of you that you can tell is like really struggling. And trust me, you'll feel 100 times better than buying a Ferrari. That means absolutely nothing to nobody. So just take my advice, and especially if you're younger and you're making money like this, because I believe me, I'm young enough where I know, but I lived a very blessed life. I told you what I created, sold businesses before, did well, and yeah. And again, I just lived my life very humbly and very blessed. I've always been this way, and that's the way you have to look at things, and you just help people, and it always comes back in tenfold. So that's what I always stressed, and I was just raised that way. My parents definitely raised us right. I know that. I'll tell you what, my whole block, everybody I grew up with, the three kids next door that grew up with me, they're like brothers. Their parents still live next door, so I still see them all the time, and I see their kids are like nephews and nieces to me. So, but yeah, they're three brothers, and they're all a little older than me. The youngest is a year older, and you want to talk about their kids are all like they're all successful kids, but then their kids that I was saying are like my nieces and nephews. They all went into private schools, and just they're amazing kids. I mean, you see them; they're always helping people. I see them around town, and they're just helping people. Like kid will be at the grocery store with his friends. He'll get off his bike and go help some old lady put her groceries in her car. And like you're just like, I've seen it happen with my own eyes. I texted my buddy. I was like, "Hey, Danny, dude, your kids are really that good. Like, you're not even around to tell them this, and they're doing the right thing all the time. Like, it's just the way they were raised. And like I say, you just raise people the right way, and things will work out well. And you don't need, like I said, it becomes greed. That's what everybody's all out to get all this stuff. And I don't know why. Just do well and make your life happy, and just live a very happy life. It's pretty simple. I think the more shit you buy, the more unhappy you become. Because again, shit breaks, you got to fix it. That's a pain in the ass, and then you just got all this overhead and nonsense that you probably didn't even want. And yeah, that's just the way I look at things. So just a little heads up, because I'm telling you, you can change your life overnight in this, and just be like, holy cow, I'm going out and buying Ferraris. And I'm telling you, don't do it. I promise you, you'll definitely thank me in a couple of years. You'll be like, you know what? That was really smart that I never did it. And I still have all that money sitting away, and it made me more money. Just keep making more money. That's all you need to do. And just live on the DL. That's the easiest thing in life. And Yeah, so let's roll through these bad boys right here and see what's going on. Like I said, that VST. Luis Rodriguez said his truck's 23 years old with over 300. Exactly, Luis Rodriguez. I have an old pickup truck because I had the landscape and construction. I still have a dump truck sitting in my driveway. I'm not even kidding you guys. I still own a dump truck. I don't even drive the thing. I have to sell it. It just sits there. I go get mulch like once a year from and I do like my neighborhood. I did use it when I finished up my putting green, and I said I was going to get rid of it after that, but it's still sitting there. And yeah, I have a dump truck, and I have pretty beat up trucks as well. I'm not gonna lie, and just keep them. Just anything breaks, you just fix it real quick. It's not the end of the world. And yeah, the first truck I ever bought, I'm not even kidding. And we went to the dealership. I got the truck for 2 grand. Someone just turned it in, and it had like over 100,000, well over like 155,000. That little truck made me so much money. You guys don't even understand. Like it was making me six figures without even trying. It built me this huge landscaping and construction company, and I really was making money. I still have, like I said, dump trucks, trailers. I have every piece of equipment you could have. I still have jackhammers. I mean, I could run literally three whole construction crews and go do roofs, French drains, and go like frame the entire another house out if we wanted to. I have all the equipment for everything. It's crazy. I don't use any of it. It's all I have a big garage and stuff. So yeah, and like I said, I used an old ass truck to build it all. And in my second truck, my buddy's dad was getting a brand new truck, and he was turning it in, and they were gonna give him $1,000 for it. He's standing in the dealership. He calls me up. He goes, "Yo, you want my truck? These guys only want to give me 1 grand." I'm like, "Yeah, I could definitely use that, dude. I'll just cut your lawn, whatever you want. You want the grand? I'll even give you 1 grand, then cut your lawn because they're like family." And he's like, "Yeah, just come up to the dealership." I went up there. I literally took the keys from the truck from him and then just took it out the lot. And he drove the new truck home, and they were just looking like, "Oh shit, we should have offered him a little bit more." Because yeah, that truck was worth a lot of money. And actually, crazy story is that truck. I'll post a video. That truck blew up on me 3 days, 2 days before Christmas. It was like this was before my brain injury. It was like December 22nd or 23rd, and yeah, I turned the corner and the truck literally exploded with me in it. Like I'm not kidding. Like it exploded. People blocks away heard the explosion, and it just caught on fire. It was wild. The whole thing was up in flames, and I'm turning the corner. I had my trailer on it, and obviously the power's gone. So I'm just rolling with a trailer on fire towards a house. And and yeah, there's no power steering, there's no brakes, there's no anything working. And I'm trying to fight with the steering wheel, and it's getting hot as hell in this truck. I mean, it jumped through the firewall, and somehow, I don't know, in the nick of time, I'm telling you, it started getting warm. I got the truck to get on the curb and just like jam the tires up, and it did. It just stuck right there on the curb, and because it hopped the curb, and I pulled it back because I didn't want it to go into the house, obviously. So I pulled it back and tried to do it again. Now this is like manually why it's on fire, and yeah, it started getting real hot. The truck just stopped, and I knew. I looked at it, and I was like, "Man, I opened this door. This thing might explode." And I remember I went to go open the door, and I was like, "Well, I better get ready." And it was getting so hot in there, and I just like got as low as I could. I opened that door and rolled out the bottom. And as soon as that door opened, I mean, that thing was like, the fire company was literally, they only were 3 blocks away. They were there in like 3 minutes. I'm not even kidding. They had to cross one street, and they were there. And this thing's fully engulfed. You can't even believe. I'll post the video. It's insane. And yeah, I got out of that thing, and I'm just standing there like, wow, that was crazy. But yeah, the insurance company at the time, because these things were worth so much, the trucks and the value, like I said, I got it for 1 grand. They had to pay, I don't remember exactly, but it was pretty good amount. It was well over 5 grand they paid me out for the thing because I had the coverage for it. And and yeah, just a crazy story. But I'll post that video of the truck exploding. Like I had the video of it like on fire when I got out of the truck. And yeah, it's pretty wild. You could just tell how fast it was. The fire company just pulls up, and this thing's fully engulfed. I mean, it was pretty crazy. So crazy stuff always always an interesting day when you're with me, but bad week. Nah, well, that was one week right there for before Christmas, and then the brain injury happened a little while after. I guess yeah, it happened. Actually, I'm pretty sure that the truck blew up that December, and then so that probably was 2022, and then yeah, in 2023 in July, that's when I got hit in the head with the jack. So pretty wild stuff. And actually, my buddy that when the truck blew up, my buddy that I was with that hit when I got hit in the head, he came because I had the trailer on the truck, and when they come, they had to tow the truck. But if you have a trailer, they're gonna want to bring this big ass tow truck and this and that, and it was just a little flat trailer that you throw like landscaping equipment on, nothing crazy. You can kind of lift it up and move it around yourself. And I know the cop. I was like, yo, let's just pop this trailer off. I'll get my buddy to come pick it up. So when my buddy came and we picked up the trailer after my car blew up, the whole road was all scorched and stuff. I was just sitting out there waiting. It was crazy. But yeah, just another day in the life with me. And yeah, that's why I guess things don't really phase me a whole lot, but you got to be prepared for things. And I say that I was a fire inspector for over 2 decades. I think that knowledge, it just kicked in. And I've always been one that helps in a situation. I mean, if something's going on, I always just step it up to the plate and make sure I help whoever. I'm pretty good in crazy situations. I don't panic. Usually the one that does help people. And so yeah, that's how I was raised. So like I say, don't be buying crazy stuff. Just focus on, helping others, doing just pay off your bills, live a comfortable life and just be happy about that. So there you go. That's my experience anyway. My crazy truck blowing up. But yeah, that was an older truck, and the crazy thing was I just had taken it through inspection. So then the insurance company wanted to I was like, dude, this thing just went through inspection like 3 weeks ago and it was perfectly fine. I'm not sure why it's blowing up. And I didn't know they videotaped the underneath of it. So yeah, the truck, they were like, yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with it. They think I was in a lawsuit. I tapped into some guy and he was trying to sue me in that truck. And I think he tampered with it too. And yeah, they think he tampered with it. We had the insurance companies come out. They lifted the truck up while it was in the impound yard or wherever they take the truck, and they put it up on. They came and got a skid steer and just stuck it up in the air for us. And they were looking, but this thing, I'm telling you, it burned so fast, it was crazy. And yeah, you could see something wasn't right where the gas. Again, I know about trucks. There was something wrong, but it burned so bad you couldn't really pinpoint it. But yeah, they were definitely suspicious of it. And I was like, yo, I just changed the oil, everything's perfect on it, and it just went through the inspection. And I gave them the report, and that's when they were like, yeah, you're right, this thing wasn't supposed to be blowing up like that. So and I, like I said, this dude was trying to sue me and sue the insurance company, and it wasn't going great for him. And he obviously had my address. So a little fishy. Again, lucky to be alive. Whatever, things happen, I guess. But yeah, I can't say that that's what happened, but my gut feeling is that's what happened. And again, they brought it to my attention and said, this is a little suspicious. We're not sure what's going on. And I told them what was happening. And they said, yeah, this is really suspicious. So they were the ones that wanted to investigate it. So yeah, I had to meet them, the investigators, and go through the truck. So I have all the video of it too. And I'm telling you, this thing just burnt. You couldn't tell anything. And pretty wild stuff. So anyway, let's get back to our we'll run through our laptop travel list real quick because we can always do that fast. I'll get back to seeing what you guys want, and we'll get through everything tonight. And here we go. Let's go ACXP. That was up and curling up. And again, I'm just going to run through them pretty quick because you already know. I'll tell you which ones look the best real quick because you can't trade them all. So we'll look at the best ones, obviously, and then we'll go through them each day. And Laptop Travel sends them through, and we go through the best ones. AMR might be on that list right there. That one's looking solid right now. Yeah, you're going to get moving on AMR. I'll put a little dot next to that. And I'm talking about trying to move like tomorrow. So The rest of them we're set up on all of them. I promise you. These are always perfectly set up. Laptop Travel has his scanner set perfectly. I can guarantee you, you can play any of these guys and they'll be moving. Just find the bottoms and run them up. And like BLFY set up, probably going to be going up tomorrow. It was up a little bit today. It looks pretty solid to continue to move tomorrow. CELU. Let's look at that one. This one's probably going to bounce in this channel right here. So probably you'll like I said, it's setting up. You'll have a little bit of movement, but it might be in that channel. So we'll let that one just bounce in that channel right there. And let's take a look at, let me take a look, CVGW. And let's see, this is a growers company, food distribution, and this one looks really good. 2481 does look like it wants to bounce up there and keep going. So let's take a look at this CVGW. Yeah, this one should get moving. Not tomorrow. It's not. It might, but I don't think it'll run up to that 26 area. It's at 2481, but it is going to continue its way up there. So that is a solid setup right there. CYBN. Let's see. CYBN. Oh, that one's curling up. You have some resistance there. 1005. It's at 962. But once it gets through it and it is setting up, whether it gets there tomorrow because it's got that channel right there, I'm not sure. It might hit that 1013, 1015, but it's got some pretty good momentum. It just is hard to tell if it's going to actually pop tomorrow, but it could. It could run up and then even pull back a little bit and set back up. So keep your eye on that CYBN, looking good. DIN, Dine Brands. Oh, that one's just running up perfectly. This thing's really set up, guys. So keep your eye on DIN at 2910. It went from 2716 to 2933. And yeah, you are looking good on this one to continue your momentum on DIN. I like that one. That one looks good. Let's take a look at DLH, well, DLTH. I don't even know how to say this. Duluth Holdings. So yeah, that one's at set. It was up 7 cents at 311, curling up really nice. DLTH. And yeah, this doesn't want to go down. It definitely wants to go up 305 to 315, and it closed at 311, and it is going to move up tomorrow. So keep your eye on that DLTH as well. That one's looking good. DSGR. Let's see. DSGR. Oh, DSGR. All right, here we go. Distribution Solutions. And this one's going to get cruising off of the 20 right here. So you have one that's going to get moving too. DSGR. I'm just looking at the setup. Yeah, it's getting cruising up off of there. It was moving up today. And that one should continue its way up with no problem. How about that Flux? We had looked at this before. And this one's setting up, guys, and curling up. So the flux capacitor's looking much better. It gets over this 192. It's probably going to be back to the future and be running. It's going to be wild right there. So keep your eye on it. And then it's got a little resistance at 209, and then it's going to get up into like the 275s. You may see $1 run up on this guy on flux power right here. It's about to get some flux power. And what was it? Hook or something? What was the other one? Where am I? What was that other one? Yeah, Hook. That's what it was. HOOK. Good old Hook. And this is hooking up really good. It was moving today. I know it was on the other list and I had it on my list. I looked at it. It was right there on the 20. Looking good. I should have posted this one out because it is nice. 2 to 207. And it's at 204. So watch for it to hook up some more. And that is HOOK. And MCFT, I think it is. Yeah, Mastercraft Boat Holdings is getting ready to take the waters and run up there. So MCFT, that one looks good as well. So watch this thing. It's getting running up to that 1990, and it's at 1889. Some good years right there. We were definitely not here for 1889. But anyway, it's starting to move, and that one looks pretty good. MCFT. And let's look at ME. Is that what that says? ME. Good old me, 23 and Me Holdings. Oh, this one's getting set up, guys. I guess a lot of people are looking for their lost brother or something right now, or something, some kind of DNA. Check this thing out. It's setting up. I mean, it looks really good. I want to see if it tries to pull back tomorrow. I'm going to look at me tomorrow just to see what that's up to. I just gave it a mark. I think that's NATR, and that is trying to move. What did this thing do today? 10 to 1481. It's at 14 something. This thing looks really good, huh? NATR, Laptop Travel likes that one. And I do too. That thing looks pretty solid to continue to run up here. Keep your eye on this Nature Sunshine products. I don't know what kind of products they have, but they must be sunshine, pretty sunny right now. One, consumer stock to hold forever, and two, to dump. And that was on the ninth. I was just looking to see if anything cool was happening. I don't see anything. Packaged goods and USA company, but looking really good there. NATR. Not sure if I'm familiar with that one. NRC, National Research Corp. And this thing's trying to bounce up there. So here's another one. And these things, I mean, you can go, this one's at 27.12, gonna run up here. What it do? 26.55 to 27.25. It's at 27.12. It's going to continue to run up into the 28s. And again, you can pick any of these bad boys. They're going to run up all kinds of price actions. I mean, from small caps, mid caps. There was a big one in there. So you're all over the place for ones that are set up. And that laptop travel list is just great all the time. So OFS Capital, this thing's getting set up right here. This one could be popping up tomorrow. I'll keep an eye on this. If not, the next day it's probably going to be looking really good. So, and the next day or so, OFS is going to be looking good. OPAL, let me check this Opal Fuels out because they're probably trying to get curled up. Oh, yeah, it's really trying to curl up here. Let me see, OPAL. And oh yeah, 326 to 329. It's at 328 in a perfect spot, guys. So watch that thing to try to run up there some more tomorrow. And PKOH here. Oh, this one's another great one. Park Ohio Holdings. What's this? And a specialty industrial machinery. Holy cow. PKOH. And that's at 25.47. And that thing looks really good, guys. So that thing should continue to run up there. I mean, like I said, every single one set up in a different spot, but looking good. And some are a little better than others. So, but you can just take your pick and run them up here. This PTMN, Portman Ridge Finance Corp, up 18 cents. And it still wants to run up to this 1683. It's at 1660. And some might run a little higher than others, but you're still going to get some movement. And again, we were talking about just doing 2% for 300 trades straight, and you will be a millionaire apparently. So we should give it a test and see what happens. So yeah, I think I said if you start with like $1,000 and you do 2% at each trade for 300 trades, oh no, it was over $300,000 is what it became. But it started to compound and it was like way over that. So I actually think I posted it all. But yeah, it's a crazy amount of money that you could definitely make by just making 2%. And like I said, this thing basically did it in today's hours and an aftermarket there. So right there alone. And that's why you don't have to really look for all the home runs. And I always say, you know that you can pick all the 100%ers, but if you don't trade them smart, they're useless. And QTTB, this one's crawling up out of the basement and looking really good, guys. I mean, you might want to keep an eye on this QTTB. We've watched it for a while in the basement, and it looks like it finally wants to get moving there. Riley, this one we looked at a few times too. I remember it popping up. And let's see, it's a, financial conglomerate or something. So I don't know what the heck they have, but it bottomed out back here on the 13th. It got way down to 394. We're at 475 and not looking bad. I'd say you got a setup coming up here. So we'll keep our eye on good old Riley. TCX, I think it might be. Two cows. I remember this one. And this is a Canadian company. And yeah, this one's getting ready to set up TCX. So keep your eye on that too. It's right between that channel and it's getting ready to bounce up. Maybe in the next day or two, TCX will be moving. And TWSN. I don't see anything. Did I write it wrong? Or oh, TWJN. Let me see if that's what it is. No, I don't even know what I wrote there. Laptop travel. Let me see. TWIN, I bet it looks like TWIN Twin. Oh yeah, we looked at this Twin Disc Incorporated, and you're right, Twin is about to have a twin and go up. So there you go, TWIN looking really good. That one's probably a good runner tomorrow. 1060 to 1149. It's at 1147. You know when they close right where they around their high, they're running up there. So I mean that's pretty much we already know that. And for the most part and they've been holding true. So there you go for Twin, TWIN, and WSBF. Let's see, Waterstone Financial, and this thing looks really good to run off. So this laptop travel list, as always, is looking really good. And like I said, he has that scanner fine tuned. You're going to hit some resistance at 1350 or at 1334. Gets over at 1350, it's going to be running up there. So that's your WSBF. And yeah, just really good looks right there. All over, like I said, you got different prices to choose from and a lot of great setups. Let's look at our Joe Lee's jams and our Agrify. This was getting set up the other day. I was actually surprised to see it down today. So just watch for that pullback. I'm not so sure it's coming back down to the 22.29 or yeah, 22.29 was its low. It's at 23.95. We'll have to look at it. Our BLNK, that blink charging, this thing's getting really set up, guys. So if you were ever going to probably trade this bad boy, I bet it's going to be real soon. So we're going to keep our eye on it. It just got set up really nice, BLNK. So we will take a look at that one. And good old Sezzle was up, and this thing's getting set up. I'm just not sure. Oh, what did I just do? I just made the chart like super small. Hold on. I don't know if it's exactly ready to bounce up tomorrow, but it looks like it's trying to. So keep your eye on that SEZL because that is looking good. And good old Rivian. That was pulled back a little bit, coming down to the 50 area. It was looking good the other day. And watch for it to come down into the 12s. And we'll see what happens with Rivian. And then Sterling Construction is probably looking really good. Up $14. Remember that? I was saying it was looking great. And there you go. It's up to 197 right now. And yeah, it did run up like $14 today. So that was a good one right there. We knew that bottom. It popped up really good for us. And that's at STRL and SYM. Here we go. That one, I'm telling you, Symbotic's going to get moving too. So we were all over that the other day when it popped up, and we saw it the day before because of Joe Lee's jams, and that got cruising. So let me take a look at what you guys want to see. I'll run through crypto real quick so we get it out of the way, see what you guys want to see. We'll go through the big caps, and then we'll wrap it up. So here we go. Let me get cruising into our crypto scene. I'm just going to look real quick and refresh the I had the Coin Gecko up here just to take a quick look. It looks like what Bitcoin's still at it's not reloading yet. Hold on. Thing takes forever. Well, on here it said Bitcoin was at 105 and Ethereum's at 3,300 and 39. So let's take a look. And Ripple's at 318. We'll see what it looks like right now. Let me hop into my app and see what crypto is doing. All right. Looks pretty green. Yeah, it's at 105. Bitcoin's at 105,779. Woo. That's looking nice right there. Let's see what the chart. Oh, yeah, it's looking pretty. It's up over there. Oh, my goodness. These things are going to be running, guys. I would say they're going to be running. 3,342 for Ethereum. And let's take a look at it. Yeah, that's setting up. It's in that channel. Has to get back up over that 50, but it's looking good. Ripple's at 317 right now, and it did have that pullback, but it is running back up, and it should get roll. I would think it's going to roll off the MACD on there and really get cruising for Ripple. Solana's at 255. Good old Sol. And it looks like it's trying to run back up into the 70, so that's looking good. Let's get that back up to 300 there. And Cardano's at $1.80, and this thing's going to try to get right back up over to 50. It's right there, so it gets back up over there. It'll be pretty safe, I think, and curl it back up. Dogecoin's at 37, and let's see what that Doge is doing. It looks like it's trying to set up here and roll off the MACD and bounce off that 50. So we'll have to take a look at it and make sure it does roll off of there. So I'll keep a look at Doge, and that's our Dogecoin. Chain links up to $26. That thing was looking pretty good, and it's running up there. Just keep an eye on it if it wants to pull back a little bit as it's running up right now. But chain link's looking pretty good right there. Let's look at our Sheeb. That was up a little bit. It was not looking so great, but actually, it's not looking that terrible. It's above the 200 down here, and the 50's coming down. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it for sure. And it'll probably get set up in that channel right there. So we'll have to keep an eye on Sheeb. And let's just take a look at our bonk real quick, see what's going on. I don't even know what I'm doing. BONK, come here. Let's look at it. BONK and see what bonk is doing here. It looks like it was up 10%, and it's trying to get back up over that 50 right there. It gets back up over that. Bonk's going to be cruising and looking good again. And that WIF was really pulling back the other day. Let's see what it's doing here. WIF. It is up a little bit back to 145. And let's take a look. It looks like it could be trying to base out right there. I'm not exactly sure. It might try to roll off that MACD. It'll probably be a good one to look at. If it tries to roll off of there, it'll get rolling. So that's our crypto look right there. And most of them look really good. And again, Bitcoin's at 105, so 105,000, and it is cruising there. So can't complain about that. And that is our crypto look. So let's go ahead and see what you guys are looking at. Oh, thoughts on AAVE? I'll check that out real quick. I'm familiar with that one. Trade that plenty of times. AAVE, and I know it's on Coinbase right there. And it is just it did run up, and again, the day is going to be the 22nd because they changed 7, 8 o'clock. I forget exactly which time it was, 7 or 8. Trying to remember, whichever, it don't matter. But they changed. That's the new day, and so now you see the January 22nd has a tiny bit of pullback look, but I don't think it's anything bad. It looks pretty healthy to me, AAVE. And so, yeah, I don't see anything bad there, Joseph J. And I am familiar with that one. So that's a pretty solid one. It's rolled up. Like I said, just a little bit of pullback, nothing crazy. Let's go through Disney. We'll get to that one real quick. We'll hit that one when I hit the big caps real fast. Is that a DWWDA? What is that one? Hold on. Let's see. WDAY. Or yeah, that's it. Workday. Let's see. WDAY. Good old Workday. That's a software application one. That's curling up really good. Who wrote that in? Ms. Magdonia. That's a beauty right there, I would say. So keep that on the list. WDAY. Can't even say it for some reason. It's just messing with me. But anyway, Workday is looking good. So let me jot that one down. Probably can't write it. WDAY. There we go. I can write it. I just can't say it. And so yeah, looking really good for that one. And let's see. Definitely what's that? Gluskin Camp or something. That's a crazy thing. Who's that name? Never even heard of these people. But they're in a No Corruption in Government Act, and that's to prevent members of Congress from using public service to enrich themselves. I'm all for it because it's crazy. Like you all want to do crazy public service, and then they get in there and just start making millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like, well, is that why you got in, just to make money or actually help people? Because I don't get it. So, yeah, it's wild what goes on. And again, I've worked in government. I kind of know what goes on. It's a big waste of money for everything, and they line their pockets with their buddies. So it's crazy. I've seen it many times. HL. Let's look at Hecla Mining. Oh, this one's beautiful, Jennifer Lee. Keep your eye on HL. This one's gorgeous tomorrow morning. 546 to 562. It's at 560. And HL, I would say, is going to have a hell of a day tomorrow, HL, because that looks really, really good, I would say. So keep your eye on that one. I like it right there. Let's see. RHE. Let's look at that bad boy and see what it's doing. RHE. Let's see for stocks and crypto riches. And oh yeah, that looks really good, huh? Up 56 cents. Regional health properties. RHE. Yeah, look at that thing. That thing's gonna run up. It went 243 to 285. It's at 280. I mean, it looks really good. It has a lot of room up to $4 area, and it can get up into the top. I definitely like that one too. Stocks and crypto riches looks good to me. VST, we looked at that. Oracle, let's see what that's up to here. ORCL, we did not look at Oracle yet. At least I don't remember. And anyway, ORCL, good old Oracle, that's moving up. That was up 1154 and looking really good. So yeah, Oracle looking really nice right there. ORCL, I would say keep an eye on that. That ran really good. Maybe we did look at that. I don't even remember, but a lot of them have that same run up look, especially on these big caps. And let's take a look at CAAP and VST real quick. Is that one that we just looked at, that VST? Let me see. Vistra Corp, VST. Oh, this one ran up. Did we just look at this? I don't know. Anyway, I don't think so. This is an independent power producer. 185. It was up $14. It's hitting that resistance, but it looks like it's poking its head up into the top right there, Jennifer Lee. And it does look like a good momentum runner in the morning, I would have to say. And let's take a look. I don't know what just happened. CAAP. Let's see. Let's look at CAP. CAAP, some American Airports thing. I don't know what it is, but it looks like it's ready to take off right there. It was running up today, and CAAP does look really good. It went 1810 to 1998, and it's at 1989. So, looking really good right there, I must say. I would keep an eye on that for some momentum. CAAP looking nice. Can't complain about that. I'll look at the SMCI too. We'll do that right now. I'll look at that at the list because I'll probably look at it twice. But yeah, that one's actually curling up. Like I said, this one was trying to get set up, that SMCI. It is looking pretty good right there, I have to say, Miss Magdonia. NEHC. Let's see that new era helium. This thing's been pulling back. It did run up. We were on it when it ran up. And NEHC. Let's see. Oh, it does. Honestly, on FinViz, it don't look great at all. On mine, it looks like it's about to get cruising. What'd it do? 331 to 415, and it closed at 409. Where do they have it closing? They have it closed at 380 right here. Is this the right day? Yeah. I mean, and it even says it went up $1.06, and it even, but it says it closed at 274 and got up to 380. It don't show you that, but this thing's at like four something. 415 was its high. It's at 409. So that's a big difference in charts. And this is what I was pointing out to them guys today. So like I said, hopefully we do see FinViz catch up with the times and get everything rolling right, because like I say, it is after hours and stuff, and you can close them at 8 o'clock, 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. You're good to go. Everything after that and the after, like the after hours and overnight and stuff, honestly, the things run around like crazy, but they don't really affect the charts as much. Maybe that'll change as all this volume's coming in, but for whatever reason, the things can run, and then it seems like the charts go back to where they were. And again, that could all change, but 4 a.m. to 8 p.m., it's got to be good. And so that NEHC, like I said, looks really, really good to run up there. And so it does look good on my chart. What's on Semiconductor Corp, and I would say this is on fire real soon. So if you like options, look at this thing. I think I'm going to be looking at ON guys tomorrow. Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel and everybody else, take a look at this thing. ON Semiconductor Corp. It ran today 54.90 to 56.11. It's at 55.60 and it's curling up beautiful. That 20's at like 61.02 and it is looking nice down here. So keep an eye on ON right there. Laptop Travel likes it. I like it. Jennifer really likes it. We'll get Luis Rodriguez's take on it and see what he thinks. And anybody else that wants to check it out and tell us what you think, please post it up and I'll check it out with you. So anytime you want to look at something and tell me something, go ahead and tell me what you guys think too. So I appreciate all the feedback and everybody hanging out and looking at all these things. And we'll check out that ETF 500 chart. Yeah, there's not much history. And here we go. Humi Hunt. I'll explain this thing real quick. And a reason why, because I wanted to get into it, didn't really know how. I kind of know how now. Definitely getting in by tomorrow, I can promise you. And and I was interested in it. And again, I didn't know what was going on with these things. I wanted to ask him, just get his, just hear his story, hear what was happening, and he explained how these things work. And I really didn't understand it, and now it makes a lot more sense why certain coins do just take off. And we'll use the Trump one, for example. The Trump one has a huge following. People are doing 20 million buy orders and crazy stuff like that. The thing went parabolic, went nuts. This dude has a 500,000 plus followers. They all trust him because he doesn't pull the rug. He actually takes care of a lot of people, makes people millionaires. These people are hardcore followers, and they're buying it. He's like, yo, we're in this thing together. It's a project. Projects don't happen overnight, but if we all do our little bit of work and people are buying it at the bottoms, buying it here, selling, and they're scooping it up and they keep getting that evaluation, that market cap up higher, like he's talking about. And again, Farcoin was down at this market cap as well, and he got it up to 1 billion, and it's almost at 2 billion now. And I'm talking if you had put $1,000 in a Farcoin at these levels that ETF 500 are at, you'd be a multi-millionaire. So that's why I'm saying he made many, many multimillionaires, many millionaires, and it didn't even cost people much money. You heard him last night. You put $1,000 in, and you can change your life completely. So it's not like you're trying to dump 10 grand in these things and get crazy. You're talking like $1,000, and again, that's a lot of money to some people. I get it's a lot of money to everybody right now. Believe me, I totally understand. I'm not acting like $1,000 is chump change, but again, if you don't have the thousand and you're comfortable doing 200 or 300 or 100, that's what you do. You don't go and like rack up all your money that you don't have to lose and put it on ETF 500 because it's supposed to go to the moon. Yeah, it's should do what we think it's going to do. But I mean, all of these coins at the end of the day, and that's what he explained. The ones that are moving just have popularity and they have like a following behind them, this cult following. And that's what makes the market caps and the evaluations and make these things so much. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I'm not sure what any of these coins do besides like Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum maybe. And I don't even know how to buy stuff with any of it. I mean, I guess I could figure it out, but it's not like you're really using these things, but they just go up like crazy, and it's just a big following, a lot of money in it. And I guess the stock market's the same exact way. People and they love Tesla. They dump money in it, the thing goes up. So it's just kind of similar. And again, you have somebody that believes in this project. He straight up told us he's not pulling the rug. He knows when it gets up to the top. He's done it with multiple ones and has never pulled the rug. He holds them so that everybody else can make their money. He's totally comfortable. He knows he makes plenty of money, and he does it because he has a great community to do it with, and that's the only reason why he can do it. So it's like if I pull the rug and screw everybody, I lose all this. I'm an asshole. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I'd feel the same way. He said it. I have ethics. You guys know how I operate, and he seems like he operates the same way. And it's not like you're leading people down the wrong path. You're telling people to buy things at 4 cents, and he made a great. I mean, it was the best analogy you have, and I've had this happen to me a hundred times as well. My buddy's making a fortune off CEI because we got in at 4 cents and now it's at 55 cents going to a dollar. And yeah, we were buying it at 4 cents. And my buddy, that's making a fortune with it is now telling his buddy, like, dude, this thing's going crazy. It's at 80 cents. And he doesn't realize that we really bought it at four and 80 cents is the top. And he's like, 80 cents? Holy shit, this thing's going to go to $5. No, it's not. It's coming down right now. Like, you didn't want to buy it. And then he goes and takes out like 5 grand out of the bank and puts it in here and it goes down like 10 minutes later. And you're like, what? Like, and then I hear the story. I'm like, what the fuck? He really did that? Like, Why would he do that and not ask me if it was okay to put it in there? Like he has my number too. All he had to do is send a text message or ask you. I mean, and it like if it drives me crazy. I'm like, holy cow, dude, that's not good. And so yeah, it's we're not trying to lead. No one's trying to lead people, and I'm not gonna say no one, but most people aren't really trying to lead people down the wrong path. I don't think. I don't think everybody knows exactly what they're talking about. Sometimes we know that we've pointed it out, but I still don't think they're really trying to lead people. I thought about it. I'm like, I don't know if they're really trying to lead people down the wrong path. They might not be as knowledgeable as others, and it's whatever. It is what it is. It's something that they probably thought or believed in, and maybe it went wrong. It happens sometimes, so that happens. And but yeah, with these coins and stuff, I will be looking at the chart. I check it out, but it is very new. And again, this thing's just like a project that you can kind of, like you said, put $1,000 into it, and as the market cap keeps getting picked up on it because he's out there promoting this thing nonstop, and he has his following, and people are going to be buying it. Has Elon Trump fart 500 on it, and yeah, it's going to get bought up. He knows it, and yeah, it'll run. I'm pretty confident with it. I'm not saying it's 100%. Nothing ever is, but I'm pretty confident in this dude that he's done it multiple times, and and he knows what he's talking about. So that's why I mean, we had a great show, and I wanted him to kind of spell it out there. What the heck was even going on? Because I don't even fully understand. So I think we all got a good understanding. And yeah, he's not trying to pull the rug under the people's feet. He's really trying to help people out and make people money. And obviously, he's going to do well as everybody else is. He'll probably make the most because he has the most involved in it. But again, he's putting all his time, his effort, and all this into it. It's his job. So he's it seems pretty legit to me, obviously, and normal. I mean, that's the way these things work. And you heard us. I mean, these penny stocks aren't the way to go anymore. They used to be amazing. He made a shit ton of money on them. I did very well on them, and yeah, it's just a different market. You go now to like where it's going, and the options are much better. Where the big caps, play the big caps, buy some stocks with them if you're comfortable with that, or the options, and yeah, the cryptos are just going crazy, guys. So that's why we're going to be hopping in that. And I will show you who me hunt everybody how to actually purchase it on different wallets. And yeah, like I say, I guess it's all kind of a gamble, but I'm willing to put some money in on the ETF 500 and see that coin go up. And I believe that he will make that thing go up just because he's Zach Morris. He's got a huge cult following, and people believe in him. So it's as simple as that. There's nothing else with the coin that's going to do anything else. And that's all I see with it, but I believe that he can do it. And so yeah, I'll put my money where my mouth is. I know that. And so yeah, that's the ETF 500. So any questions, like I said, I'm more than happy to answer anything. You guys know, had him on. He seems pretty open about things. He gave me the his whatever the thing to go into. I can't even think of it. Where he has that the well, what the heck is private little thing that he does. And I'm telling you, dude, it's crazy in there. It's just nonstop people talking. Discord it is. So it's just nonstop crazy. And yeah, these people are hardcore. I'm not gonna lie, and that's what I look at. So there you go with that. So that's with that. Whom he hunt, and again, we'll be looking at the chart. I'll keep you guys updated on it for sure. And ASNS, let's look at that one real quick. Let's run through these bad boys since it's kind of getting late now, and I guess I did too much talking, and we'll definitely get cruising here. ASNS, this one could be pulling back. Let me see what if it looks better on here. ASNS. Oh yeah, this is another one. Peninsula Life looks way better on my chart. 148 to 179. It closed at 150. It looks much better. And this one has it at let me see, 161 to 164. Down to 140 and closed at 145, but it says it went up to 4 cents to 149. So it's pretty close there. But again, it just doesn't give you that look because it doesn't factor it all in. And so, yeah, it definitely does look a little better on mine. I would look and see if it does pull back any tomorrow, but it doesn't appear that it wants to. Crawling up last week, been up trending up, and respecting the EMA 200 breaks that 1.54 Yep, you're right there. I would say I would say get it to like 160 right there, and you know you're going to be moving. So I would say that'll be a good one to keep an eye on. And OKLO. Definitely we're looking at this thing before, and this thing was up like 520, and it does want to keep running. You're not kidding, Luis Rodriguez. That thing wants to run up into the top. It's at 2663, all the way up to 3360, and looking pretty solid right there. I think Laptop Travel may want to say something. Let me see. Is it even reloaded? I don't even know if my thing's reloading here, but anyway, let me just take a look. Let me just scroll down real quick. I'll come back and see what else you guys want to see. That Oko, okay, I can't. I always go Oko. OKLO is looking really good right there. And let's take a look. Let's that picture somebody posted with Biden with the dog thing around his head and the dog sitting next to it was kind of funny, and I didn't even realize what this person was talking about. But he said yes, the dog kept biting people. I know, and they have the dog thing around Biden's head. It's very funny. I was like, did someone really post that? I guess they had said the Trump post. I was like, did you really post that thing? I didn't believe it, but whatever. Anyway, uh. Lockheed Martin, we looked at, looks great. Drew Ski already popping up there. NVO, let's see what NVO's doing. Oh, that one looks really good, guys. NVO, take a look at that bad boy. Oh, yeah, that one's looking really good right there. I might have to write that guy down. There's so many good beautiful plays right now. We kind of figured we were saying this was going to happen, and that's why you just got to pick the best ones. Here's your Viking right here, looking good. Laptop Travel and Drew Ski. You're right. It's curling back up today. Might have been its bottom right there at that 30.56. It's back to 33.15, and that is a and Kramer recently just said that one was down and out, and I was like, what the hell is this guy looking at? It's at the bottom, about to go up. So. Yeah, that Viking's looking good. Viking Therapeutics, VKTX, and VRTX. Let's see, Vertex. This one's trying to move. It's just moving up slowly in that channel right there. So it will climb though, and it'll get up to that 445. It's at 427 right now. So it's a big one right there. And there you go, Mr. Drew Ski right there. And let me just see what's going on. If I got everybody, let me see. I think I did. And then I'll cruise. But oh, ARM in the video. Let's just look at them. We'll start banging through these big caps. ARM was up. Remember, I said it was going to be cruising. It was looking really good. Nvidia is about to go here. We'll just cruise through the SPY and everybody. I think I got to everything. If not, oh yeah, Peninsula Life was saying. Remember, I was talking about who they go after when you start making a bunch of money. They go after. They also never go after the institutions for their blatant shenanigans, like naked short selling, small caps into bankruptcy when it's illegal for everybody else to do exactly the same. You're not kidding. This is what I've been talking about, and that's why I'm pretty loud and vocal about it because I just think it's nonsense. I mean, it's such a double standard. For me to be sitting here just giving out, doing my thing, and then the government gets mad because I make a bunch of money. But yet these institutions just like destroy people with the shorting and all that nonsense. Inside, they have like insider trading, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of shit goes on, and nobody seems to care. Congress can trade whatever they want. They know they're signing damn laws. They know everything going on, but yet they can buy stocks. And like, what the hell is going on? The double standards are just insane. So that's why I talk about it. But I agree 100% right there. It drives me nuts. BTCT, I'm surprised this one was kind of pulling back a little bit today, to be honest with you. It might have just been some healthy pullback, and that's what it looks like to me. We'll take a look at BTCT tomorrow. That's that computer hardware in China that was running up right there. And let's take a look. Let's see what else we have going on. We looked at Rime already, RIME. That was looking good to start cruising off that bottom. And so yeah, this one looks like it might pull back a little more, not a whole lot. It's at 3 cents, so I think you're going to be getting right there to get moving. Pelosi's husband, yeah, husband loaded up on the video. That's right. Her husband always does. He's such a great stock trader, right? I'm so sure. So, yeah, it's so funny about that. B hat we did RR. Let me look at that and see what that robotics. What is it? Rich Tech Robotics. Just kind of flat right there. A little bit of pullback. Let me see what it looks like on mine. Yeah, it looks a little better. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be popping. It's just kind of setting up, getting flat to curl up there. And this are NISAR for RR. So there you go. And we'll take a look and see what else is going on. Let me see. Let me see. TNFA, I think I did all them bad boys. Yeah, I got all that stuff. So let me hop up here, see what's going on, then we'll rock and roll through our SPY and all. DDOG, what is that one? I don't even know that one, huh? DDOG. Data Dog. Well, let's see what this dog's up to. Put this with all the cats and put Data Dog. You can chase him around. DDOG, let's see. It is kind of curling up there. I must say it does look pretty good. You have your 20s coming down. It's at 140. It's at 138. Your 20s up here at 143. It doesn't look bad. Let me look at this tomorrow. Good old DDOG. Let me jot that one down and take a peek at it tomorrow. I'm not familiar with that. Nike and Dell are about to hit right now. HAL will hit. Isn't that Halliburton? We'll hit that, and then we'll hit our big cappers and wrap her up, I think. HAL, let's see. And you check out the YouTube. I pretty much have all the videos updated. I'll put the pre-market and tonight's up tonight when I get done here. I got them all up there, and then obviously the Joe Exotic interview. Check that out if you didn't see it. Halliburton looks like it's pulling back here. They have earnings, and I would say it's going to pull back on them earnings January 22nd. So that's tomorrow, and it looks like it's going to pull back to me at the moment. It could change tomorrow, but it does look like some pullback. So again, I don't really like the earnings anyway, and but besides that, it looks like it's going to pull back. Netflix did look good going into the earnings, but I didn't want to mess with it. SLE Super League Enterprise down a penny, just kind of pulling back as well here. SLE, let me see what it looks like on mine, if it's any better. A little bit better. 64 was its high, came down to 58, but closed at 63. Let it get into that 65 area, and it can get into this channel between 65 and 68, and it can look much better right there, Jennifer Lee. So that's what that SLE kind of looks like to me. And let's go ahead and knock out the rest of these guys and see what we're up to. Our SPY was up 547. It enjoyed the first day of Trump. I know that. And because we all did, and it was excited, and it was up $603 and looks like it wants to continue its way up. Let's go ahead and look. And Apple bottom phones down here is getting destroyed in China, I guess. So they had a Siri privacy settlement, and yeah, they're just getting hammered with their iPhone sales in China, but it's hitting the bottom. I honestly think today, after it dips at 734, like Luis Rodriguez was saying this earlier, I think you might have a great opportunity down here. So keep your eye on this Apple. Watch it tomorrow morning and see if it's going to be a good one for Apple picking, because it could be very good to get into down here. Amazon, let's look at it. It was up 440 or 477. It's at 230, and it's curling through and looking good. It wants to get moving. Good old Google was up. It popped up. I'm not sure if Google is going to curl through, guys. So we'll have to look and see at Google tomorrow. Let me see what it looked like on mine at the end here. Good old Google. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if it's ready to curl through. If it doesn't, it's pulling back just a little bit to set up a little better. Meta, this one's getting set up as well. It's just in this channel, getting ready to rock and roll. It has some resistance up here at 632. It's at 620, so it's going to work its way up there. It has earnings coming up on the 29th. And how about Zuckerberg checking out Bezos's whatever her name is, Lauren something, I don't even know, but it was checking her out. That was crazy. Yeah, dude's wild, huh? Zuckerberg, what a weird dude, I'd have to say. Like I said, the government bent him at his knees. He's like probably a different dude after that all happened. You could tell he changed his entire image since all that happened. I guarantee he sees like a shrink after that. They fucked that dude up probably royally in his head. And again, they targeted him because he's just he's a weak guy. I mean, I don't think he's gonna say he's the toughest dude in the world. And but yeah, they broke him down and just got him, and that's why you see him clearly on the other team now. And basically telling Trump now that he's protected and they can't mess with him, he's like, yeah, this is what they did to me. Because I'm telling you, he is not happy. You're talking one of the wealthiest guys got broken down, and they straight up told him, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Even if he put up a little bit of a fight, they're like, shut your fucking mouth and do it. And he just did it. And yeah, he got exposed for it, which is never fun. But they just buckled him at his knees, and that's just like I explained before. Some people just he's not an Elon. Elon, it wouldn't happen to. So that's why they don't like an Elon. They like the Zuck, and they knew they could do it. But anyway, back to Meta. And him looking at Lauren, isn't her name like Lauren Sanchez? Is that her? I don't even know what her last name is. Bezos' girlfriend or fiance, but he was definitely checking out her boobs. That was crazy, too. Them pictures are wild. He's definitely checking her out. But anyway, let's check out Meta because it is trying to crawl up here. And another one, like I said, it could run up to this top at 633. I don't know if it's exactly ready to get cruising yet, but it is setting up to be super bullish within the next month or so. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. Microsoft, this was looking really good. Let me see what it's doing here. Oh, what even happened to my computer? It just like froze, I think. Oh, hold on. All right, that's better. Microsoft, that was actually it's finished down. I thought that was up today. I knew it curled through. Oh, it was up in the after hours. It was definitely up at some point today. What did it do? 430 to 440. Yeah. And then it's at 434 right now. It was up at some point. Its low is 425. It probably did pull back, but I know I saw Microsoft was up at some point, and that's going into earnings coming up and all of these. There's a ton of earnings coming up here, and Microsoft is looking good, and Nvidia, that one's looking nice. We kind of knew, and I bet this thing's going to be wild tomorrow. Like I said, they're talking about all this AI stuff and all that stuff going on in America. And this thing just kind of looks crazy. So who knows what they're going to be doing? But yeah, you can figure that Intel and a couple of these companies are going to be going crazy real soon. And like I said, Nvidia is looking really, really good right there. Good old Tesla was down today. I don't really know how, but it is setting up to curl through. So just get ready for it to get popping because it's going to. And AMC, let's look at these. That was down 2 cents. Kind of just pulled back. It looks like it wants to curl through. It's trying to set up the run. It's just not ready yet. And GameStop was down. Actually, hold on. That's me. I didn't even put the G in. I was gonna say that chart didn't look like GameStop. GameStop did pull back a little bit. Does look like it might have hit that bottom. So we'll look and see it tomorrow if it looks better right there. And that Chewy CHWY, I'm telling you guys, it's about to pop off. I've been telling you, it was up a little bit and it is looking really good. I have no idea what's going on here. It says what 37.52 and it pulled back to 35. It's at 37 right now, and I don't know. Maybe it wants to pull back here into the 35s, which is good. Check it out right there at that 20 because it is setting up to get popping. So keep your eye on CHWI because it does want to get moving there. And Netflix was way up again. We thought it was going to move. Did it? Holy shit! It went up $122 in the after hours. God damn! It was really moving, huh? Damn! I was just like, does that say up 122? It sure does. Oh, and that's not the percent. That's only 14%. So yeah, Netflix. Hey, I said it looked good, but I didn't know it was gonna do that. Holy shit! Went 864 to 997. It's at 994 right now. I didn't realize it went up over $100. Yeah, there you go with Netflix, guys. That did a nice pop, and Wow, that was a good one right there. We thought it looked good again. I guess they crushed them earnings. I mean, it was way down there and it was just kind of set up. I don't really like the earnings, so I'm not mad that I didn't play it, but damn, that was a nice one. I hope you guys, somebody got into it because that one was crazy. AVGO, that's getting set up. That's about to get cruising. Now we're looking at some semiconductors. MU. That was up. Oh, that one looks really good too. So keep your eye on MMU and TSM. That Taiwan Semiconductors looking real good to curl back up, get back up to its highs. SMCI, I'm telling you, this thing's getting curled up, guys. I think this one's going to be a popper right here. USA Semiconductor Company or computer hardware company, and they do a lot with NVIDIA. So SMCI. Last time I said it, it popped up like crazy. It was right when we started learning options. Oh, I did, and I know I ripped right through that one. And I'm gonna be looking at SMCI tomorrow. So take a look at that bad boy. It's looking good. AMD, that was looking pretty good today. It should continue its way up right there. And QCOM, this one, remember I said it was looking great. It was up another 271, and it looks like it wants to keep flying. So keep your eye on QCOM because it is looking good. And Intel, like I said, that one's popping up there. It was gapped up today, and it looks like it wants to continue to fly up. I know Laptop Travel's been mentioning it a lot lately, and it was looking good. I had to agree with them. PayPal is pulling back. I guess it's coming back down to that 20. I'm not exactly sure. It was looking good and has a little pullback down maybe to the 87s, and it'll get set back up. I'll take a look at it tomorrow. It could just get rolling back up again. And good old snow is going up, and we thought it was going to. So here you go at SNOW is looking good. And how about that Dell is finally looking much better now. So keep your eye on Dell. I think I was super early when I said like a month or two ago, like a month ago, it was going to set up and run. It did run up a few times, but this is where you probably want to get in down here. So keep your eyes on Dell. It's looking much better down here. And PLTR, that was up $1.30. And this is why you never wanted to short this thing because this thing's ready to rock and roll. And Sophie's looking good to keep running up, guys. So keep an eye on Sophie. I don't know what's up with that company, but they just keep going up and it keeps wanting to go up. Good old Mara Holdings. This was down 35 cents. I was actually surprised with Bitcoin, but I think it was just some healthy pullback for it to run up. So that's good old Mara right there. And let's take a look at our Riot. And let's have a Riot. That was down. I was surprised that Riot was down today as well. And again, I think it might just be some healthy pullback for these bad boys to get set up and really running because they were looking great and they don't look bad. So, and I know CLSK, that was also down. So another one looks like a little healthy pullback. I thought these would have been running up today, but they are pulled back. And MSTR, good old MicroStrategy, was down a little bit. It was running around a lot, but it looks like it finished down. Let me see, 384 to 404, and it closed at 389. So it did close up. But yeah, we'll have to see. It does have that look like it could pull back a little bit. So we'll have to see. It is getting set up, but I could see it trying to pull back. But if I guess if Bitcoin keeps rolling up there, it could look much better. And that's MicroStrategy, MSTR, CLSK, like I said, was pulling back today. Oh, I already did it. Coin, COIN. This one was down a hair but had run up. I think that's another healthy pullback. We'll look at that tomorrow. DJT was pulled back pretty good today, down to like 35.99 or 35.59. It's in the 35s. It definitely pulled back pretty hard, DJT. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but let's see if it wants to hit that MACD line. It's setting up to be super bullish up here, but that's in like a month or so. So it did pull back there, DJT, and Fun. That also pulled back a little bit. So we'll have to see what's going on with them bad boys. Maybe because all these crypto coins are coming out, these bad boys are pulling back. How about this Mountain Vale was up another? It was up $1. It looks much better. It was trying to curl up the other day. Took a nice dip. And now it appears to get set up and it wants to get moving again. So we'll see how Val MTN wants to get cruising. And McDonald's, MCD, I think this one's actually going to look better. I think Trump's a pretty big McDonald's fan right there, and its low is 276, and now we're going to start the move at 282. So McDonald's is looking much better. Boeing, they just constantly make this thing go up, and it looks great. So we always say that. Space is looking a little better now. Aerospace and defense looking good for SPCE. It does look much better at the moment. IBM, let's see, that was down a little bit, but just crossed through setting up right here. And it is going to run around to have earnings coming up on the 29th. So we'll see what goes on with that. And let's look at that Disney you asked about. And that one looks really good to curl up here at 108. So keep an eye on Disney. I would say you're on the money, whoever, I forget who was asking about Disney. Was it Ms. Magdonia? Somebody was asking about Disney, and it is looking really good. It ran up 107 to 111 to 111. It's at 109, and that 50's right there at that 111. It's going to get curled up, get off that 111, and pop up here and get back up in here into like that 117 area. So Disney's looking much better, DIS, and that Oxio XY was down. I was honestly surprised to see these pulling back. Let's see if they're going to get reset up to run up pretty hard. Same with Exxon Mobil. I was surprised to see it pulled back a little bit today. And Nike, here's another one you want to look at. And like I said, this thing was setting up really, really good. It's up 233. And that bottom was probably that 70.32. It's at 73.22 and looking great. Remember, I was saying Nike was looking really good. And that DXYZ, that's up and that's getting curled up and wants to run. I wish they did have options on this thing. It would be pretty nice because I would definitely play them right. And there you go with that. And let me see. We did all them bad boys. Let me just take a quick look at the scanner, see what I see happening here. We'll definitely go over them tomorrow, but let me just take a quick look and just see that GCTK. I'm telling you, it's going to get rolling tomorrow. CRKN's another one looking good. ASST, we were early. Rhyme looking decent to set up. RGTI, NVIDIA, everything we go through. HSDT could run up some more. That USEG, that US Energy Corp went nutty today. And Apple just kept dipping down, so we'll watch for that to bounce back. Intel looking good, so yeah, we pretty much know them all. Plug pulled back, and SOUN's looking good, and I think we know everything happening there, so I think we're pretty good with that. Let me see what's trending real quick on StockTwits. I'll give you a quick look right there, and then we'll wrap it up. Let me see. It is SMCI. Some coins, VTHO is a coin, Netflix, Oracle, Vetcoin, Arcat, Elon Coin, Microsoft, OKLO, and Google. We just did every single one of them. It's saying Google's actually up, so maybe, or actually, it's saying it's down the after hours. I was saying I think Google's going to kind of dip down a little bit. That's why I was kind of surprised, but yeah, we'll see how Google is. The rest of them look really good, and we'll see if Apple wants to finally bounce off these bottoms because it got destroyed down here. And there you go. Here's our stories. Stocks bask in Trump glow. Tariff uncertainty weighs on dollar. Stock edge higher as AI hopes offset tariff fears. And S&P 500 futures rise after Tuesday's post-inaugural rally. Netflix stuns Wall Street with nearly 20 million new subscribers. Holy shit, that's what they pulled in after they cut down on the password sharing. So that's why it jumped up over $100. I'm telling you, it looked good. I just didn't want to play the earnings. But it did look solid. So I hope some of you guys nailed that bad boy, and that would be great. So there you go, everybody. I think that's a pretty good market review. It's almost 11:30, and I greatly appreciate everyone hanging out. Laptop Travel, thanks for your list. Ms. Magdonia sending over some great ones. MS on there hanging out, sending over some good ones. Jay Kratz, Louis Rodriguez, thank you for all the ones you send over, and Joseph J. Barbara, too. Jennifer Lee sends over great ones. Ty, Doge Mama 9 it is. Bong Pri Chan, Kay, Parsons, Buddy, Lloyd Sense, Tessering, Sean, Alicia, and everybody else that hangs out. And I greatly appreciate everybody. So yeah, there you go. We'll be back at 9 or yeah, I said 9 a.m. the other day too. 7 a.m. I guess I wanted to sleep in, but we'll be back at 7 a.m. for pre-market. 9 a.m. we might be a little late, and we're kind of late at 7 a.m. since it fires up at 4, but at least we get the look. And that's when the heat map changes over on FinViz. I was kind of telling them about that too, which is fine. It's not a bad time for that to change over because you can get an idea. So there you go, everybody. Thank you again for hanging out, sending in all the stock tickers and all the feedback. Greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. for pre-market. We'll hit our Jolie's jumpers, our laptop lowdowns, and our crypto, and we'll see what's going to be popping tomorrow. So thank you again, everybody, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Have a good night, and I'll see you at 7.